There, we're live. The reports of the demise of the Alaboom were greatly mistaken. That was whatchamadick. Why can't I think of it? Hemingway. That's what he said when they reported that he had been killed in the Spanish Civil War. He sent a telegram or something and it said, "The reports of my demise have been grossly exaggerated." How's everybody doing?
Good.
Oh,
Tired.
yeah. I may be finally just getting back on USA time after being in Germany. It took a while to catch back up. Plus, I came back with a bit of a German cold or something. So,
what do they call a German cold?
I don't know what.
I don't know. I was asking. I didn't know if there was a punchline there or not.
Well, though I was reminded, somebody was talking about. So when I was a kid, like skateboarding was just beginning to be kind of a big hobby. Like,
Yep.
So when I was a kid, and like the skateboarders in my high school, they were also known like as the big drunkards. They drank all the time. So they got called soaks and everything like that. And they were just ditch school and just they were just like, I mean, it wasn't everybody, but it was. But I remember one of the jokes that everybody said is, "What's the hardest part about skateboarding?" And the punchline was telling your parents that you're flunking out of school. But I'm pumped. So how's everybody been for the last 3 weeks?
Busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Pretty busy, but good. It was enjoyable watching all the Essen stuff. I'm now regretting not having someone buy Aquatica for me because it's not coming out till like mid next year, which sucks.
There's copies of Aquatica that you can get through funagain.com right now.
Is it for sale here without exorbitant shipping?
The shipping price is already in the price of the game. So if you go to funagain.com, you can order an Aquatica right now.
I'm checking right now.
I think our stuff gets delivered to our actual warehouse in Oregon like in 2 days. So.
And the only reason I didn't do it off of BGG is because it was extremely expensive for the shipping coming over here.
Yeah, no, I personally lugged many boxes of Aquatica from the booth and brought it over to our area. If I had known you wanted a copy, man, I would have bought you one.
Yeah, it's okay. I didn't want to ask. I figured you guys are busy enough. I didn't ask anybody. I thought it was coming out soon, like November, December, but so I didn't want to bother anybody with getting it because I figured you guys have enough stuff going on over there. But no, now I found out that they don't even have an official date for the US yet. They're hoping it'll be Q1 or Q2, but it could be very well Gen Con release next year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about the quality of the game, and I mean, but it looked cool. If you'd be able to play it. We'll have it set up on a table at the whatchamadick. I can't even talk.
BGG Con?
Yeah, there you go.
That won't be a BGG Con.
Oh, well then.
Unfortunately, the company doesn't go to BGG Con anymore, so I don't get the free pass there, and it's too close to the holidays to dump that on my own dime.
All right. Well, hey, who wants to hear the Undead Viking Essen report? And
sure.
Okay. So I thought about this quite a bit actually, and I'm working on a video. Just to think about my thoughts after being at Essen for the first time ever, or Spiel as it's known. So I had heard many people talk about how crazy busy it gets. I heard many people talk about how like it just seems like like because the way it's set up. If you've never been there, and I had never been there before, um, they uh, the process or whatever was that we would have like there's multiple halls. There's like hall 1, hall 2, hall 3, hall 4, and like they're all, and so like and some of the halls are like obviously hall 1 and 2 are connected, and 2 and 3 are connected, and even like 3 and 1 are connected and stuff like that. And but there's also it's kind of weird how like you will just like kind of exit out and you'll be in like a big giant open area where all like the trucks come and go, and like where they drop off the stuff. So it's like a loading dock area, but there's people just walking back and forth, and so it's huge, right? It's huge, but it doesn't feel huge because of the fact that each of these halls are separated out, and like you have to like so you actually like walk through a big giant hall like archway to go from hall 1 to hall 2. So it's like, and then there's a wall that separates that hall 1 and hall 2. So it's big, but it doesn't like feel huge, right? I mean, I don't know if that makes sense or not. So and the halls themselves, I mean, like, so at Gen Con, the exhibit hall at Gen Con is just a giant cavern now, right? I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on forever because they've made it larger and they made it larger and they've made it larger each and every year. If you're following me. So I had maybe this understanding that like it was going to be absolutely huge. And then I got there and I was like, well, it's huge, but since they've compartmentalized it into all these different separate sections, it doesn't feel huge, I guess. Now, if I had never been to a Gen Con, if I'd never been to Origins, if I'd never been to all those other conventions that I've been to, I'd probably feel differently, right? Because my perspective would be all out of whack. But it just didn't feel the same, I guess, is kind of what I'm getting at here. Now, that's neither here nor no. That's just maybe there's just an expectation that I had that it just didn't fit. I also was told that like, oh, it's just like the people. I mean, it's like wall to wall people, especially on Saturday. Everybody always said, "Oh, when Saturday rolls around, like it'll take you 10 minutes to walk from here to there," and you're talking like 25 yards away. Well, like almost every single day, I had a hand cart where I was going out and like picking up boxes of games from publishers and bringing them back to our area so we could package them up and get them on crates. And so I had this big hand cart, and it would usually have like 2 or 3 or 4, cartons of games on it. And, I never felt like I was slowed down. I mean, I was like, maybe it's a situation where they said, they opened up another hall. They opened up a hall 6, which hadn't been done before. So maybe that alleviated some of that. But I never like felt the congestion that everybody said about. No, once again, and why would I? I mean, I'm not like feeling I missed out on the experience by not having the larger congestion going on, which it's a good thing, right? As far as I'm concerned. But I mean, so like I had a couple of my preconceived notions like totally blown. Just like as far as like, oh, that just wasn't the case. And again, since I've been to so many Gen Cons, I mean, Gen Con gets more congested. Like when you get to that. Who's like got to blow their nose?
Yeah, I guess not. Sorry.
Okay. I tell my daughter at this point, go get a tissue and blow your nose. But no. So no, my thing is that I would always at Gen Con, when you get down to that small publisher area, you know what I'm talking about? Like where that feels super that's congested. I never dealt with anything that bad at Essen. Now, that being said, now just getting that kind of like the it is super cool. Pete, have you been to Spiel?
No, No, I wasn't, because when I was the volunteer coordinator, we didn't run our booth at Spiel. Asmodee ran it for us. And now that I'm in U.S. sales, they don't have a reason to send me. So I don't know that I'll ever go to Spiel.
Well, I'll say this. I think that it is like what I'm looking for. It is it should be a Grail like destination. I mean, it is super cool. It is a bunch of people just running around buying games. I mean, there are people that have little demo areas set up within their booth, but there's like everything you've heard about the fact that there's no there's no like open gaming areas. There aren't. Like the hotel we stayed at was like, you had to get on a subway to take the subway in, and we stayed at this place called the Inner City Hotel. And the first day we got back, I mean, like, how when you hear the buzz of like people, and you just say that's people playing board games. Like you can just hear because of like the conversations at the table and that weird like low lying kind of buzz. And so I went around a corner, and I actually like TMG, my former employer, they had set up an area in this hotel to teach their demo staff how to demo these games that they had for sale. So I was like, so that was a thing. And then in the lobby of the hotel we stayed at, which is a fairly small lobby, there was a couple of tables, and there was always somebody there. It was somebody else like set up, and they'd have a game set up and they were playing. But I mean, as far as like when you're like at Gen Con and you have a giant open gaming area, or an Origins giant open gaming area, or if you have a giant like just like the hotels all have a big lobby, and every like little square inch of space is being used, or a BGG hot games room type of thing. I so it's like that's totally true. People are just going in there buying stuff. So the thing is that admittedly, I'm going to say something that sounds like I don't live in New York or any place that has a very good mass transit system. I live in Minnesota. We don't have subways. I mean, we have buses, but I mean, we just don't have like the mass transit situation. So, we would leave our hotel, we'd walk down basically a quick little street, and we'd get on the subway, and then it was like a 10-minute ride to the convention, and you just got out, and the convention was like a quick little jaunt, and you just like it was like like a 5-minute walk to get to the convention area. So I mean the train system they have in Germany is fantastic. The people are awesome. Everybody everybody speaks English. I think I had one situation where like there was a language barrier where I wasn't able to, they weren't able to explain what they were looking for, and I wasn't able to like, answer them. I had one situation like that. Food's great. German breakfast is cold cuts, cheese, and pretzels. I mean, it was like, so like the hotel breakfast, I mean, they had like bacon and eggs and stuff. They had Americanized stuff, but I mean, it was like the standard German fare was like, oh, you have a glass of, it's like you have a glass of apple juice and some cold cut ham and some cheese and a pretzel, like a big dough pretzel. That was like your breakfast. It was weird. So, but there was definitely some places I of all the weird things, I went and ate at a Chinese restaurant that like Michael Mendez, TMG, said it was like really, really good, and the food there was amazing. Like we did go to some classic, and strangely enough, there was like this there was this little pizza place near our hotel, and it's in like the top 3 best pizzas I've ever had. We ate there like 3 times. It was like they for like about $7 they made you a 12-inch pie with whatever you wanted on it, and I don't know if it was the sauce or the cheese or how they made it, but it was fantastic. I mean, so the food was good. People were good. If you like room temperature beer, then you definitely could have some of that. It was a good time, and it was fun just to kind of be around like all that, and it was one of those things too where like you definitely seeing like there was definitely one of those things where like, oh, there's Martin Wallace just standing there, like talking to people. I got to meet all the people that I can't think of the names offhand, but I got to meet I got to meet Phil Eklund and his son Matt, who designed PAX Transhumanity. So like Phil Eklund, the guy who from Sierra Madre Games or whatever. If you ever wondered if that guy was like kind of just a really, really fun individual to be talking to, you would be absolutely correct. He was just really, really smart, really, really engaging, an interesting fellow. We ate at a he knew of like some like Italian restaurant, or no, I'm sorry, it was a Cuban restaurant. It was really good. We went to. God, I'm just trying to rack in my brain for like just some memories or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I would suggest anybody that if you are a board game fan or whatever, you definitely need to go and check it out. Plus, that guy was there, that Aldi guy.
I heard he's a whack.
He had a cool booth, and he had it going on. I played a tennis game in his booth, and
I think I sold like 5 copies of that tennis game after people started playing it.
Yeah, I immediately got up. I was like, "How much is this?" It was 20 euros. Where is it? It's over there. I'll be right back. It was just like 5 minutes later, I had a copy.
What was this?
It's this tennis game. It's like, what was the name of it? Match Set or something like that?
Game Set Match.
Game Set Match. Probably the best like dexterity tennis game I've ever played.
Yeah,
like,
you
better than
tennis.
Over
tennis.
Which one?
Better than tennis, because that's a tennis dexterity game.
So
the real game? No.
It'd be tough to explain, but basically you basically flick the tennis ball. Like when you serve, like you get 3 shots to like make it into the spot, and if you can make it onto the ace spots, you immediately get the point. And it actually like it does a really, and this sounds incredibly dumb, but I mean it actually like it's weird. It has the tension of tennis, like because of the fact that like, so it's like you have to, when you're volleying back and forth, if there's numbered spots on the board where if you get it into those numbered spots, you put the pressure on the other person, and if you can get 3 points of pressure, that means you get a point. So you'll hit a 2, and so you put 2 points of pressure on somebody, and if they rebound and get a 3, now you go to 0 and then 1 more. So now you put 1 point of pressure on that person, and so you kind of go back and forth, putting pressure on them, and it what's so weird is it accurately represents like, oh, I hit it in the deep far corner for you, and so I just got like whatever you had 2 points of pressure on me. Now I gave you like 3 points of pressure. So now there's 1 point of pressure on you, and now you have to make a really, really tough shot because you're way, way far back in the corner, and you've got to figure out a way to like make a good shot.
It has a cross court shot too, as rule as well. If you shoot from your cross court, if you shoot from your court to the other cross court, it adds +1 to whatever you hit.
So it was definitely
it's good fun for what it is. I mean, like I'm like, of course, this is the tennis game.
Yeah, you just
it's so obvious, but like no one's never made it before.
Yeah, and the game comes. There's no fold in the board. The game comes. Yeah. It's a very thin game, but it's big. The box is big, so like there's no fold in the board, so it is just a flat surface that you're just going back and forth on. I mean, like that was kind of like, if I had to say, that was like my like, I didn't know this game even existed before. This looks really cool. That was
I think everybody I showed it to went and bought one.
Well, because like you were so used to every game costing 50, 60 euros, right? Yeah. And all of a sudden, like, how much is this? 20 euros. Oh, geez. You just jump
I better get on it. I better rush to spend less money.
Oh, I know. Fun Again we bought like 5 cases of it.
Oh, you'll sell them all.
Ridiculous. Yeah. So, I mean, I know. I mean, I don't know how many we sent to BGG Con, but I mean, I know if I set that game up on a table and I get people to play it, they'll be like, Where is this? It's right over there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go buy it.
Yeah, it's like that scene from what's that movie? With,
I know exactly the movie about the
High
music.
Fidelity. High Fidelity.
Yeah, I
got
got
6 albums or whatever.
I'll sell 8 copies of this album as soon as after I put this in the thing. Yeah, so.
Yep. This is good. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of what board gaming's like, though, right? Like, you don't know how good it is until you see it or someone shows you or you try.
Well, and the presentation of that game is nothing, right? It's
when he handed it to me, honestly, I thought, oh, it's one of these guys who put his life savings into the game and made it, and it's like, yeah, okay, right? Like that's the way it looks, right? Like the presentation of it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I put it to the side and put it in my stack. And then what happened? Somebody came by and said, "Have you played the tennis game yet?" And I'm like, "Well, I got a copy. I haven't played it yet." He goes, "You need to try it."
Yeah.
It's stupid good.
It was I was very pleased.
Well, we got the large copy, the giant version he had.
Yeah, I'm kind of annoyed that I didn't get that, but oh well.
He sold them out before we even knew about the game. So, but I got the demo copy.
Oh, you schmoozed him.
Well, I don't know if I schmoozed him, but like I told him come back over at the end of the show, and if you still have the demo copy, I'll buy it.
He waved big stacks of cash in his face. That's what.
And then it was like, oh, how much is it? I'm thinking like 40. No, 60. I'm like, but it's used. Okay.
You wanted it though, and he knew you wanted it. Therefore,
he knew he had the crack, and he knew I was a junkie.
He could have got $120 out of you for it.
Mm-hmm.
He just didn't know it.
I think that was my big game splurge. Although I pre-ordered. By the way, I pre-ordered 24 games through the BGG system.
Mm-hmm.
I will never do that again in my life because it took me.
Wait, time out. Who runs Bartertown?
Well, here's the deal. So you order 24 games, you got to go pick them all up, and you know how crazy it is in there, Lance. That like.
Well, see, I was just saying.
I'm running around trying to get all the stupid things, and I'm waiting in line to get the game. You know, you have to wait like 10 minutes to talk to the one guy running the booth. It was crazy busy this year. Way busier than I've ever seen it. Like the fact that I had to wait 10 minutes.
Maybe I was just in the wrong spot, but it did not seem like it was that busy to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
Well, you don't have any frame of reference. But when I have to wait 10 minutes to talk to the Soviet Kitchen guy with their card game to buy my pre-order, did you guys see that game, Soviet Kitchen?
No.
Oh, we're playing it at BGG-Con.
Yeah, I saw it. Give us a rundown on it.
Well, you're basically feeding the KGB or something. It's very like Soviet Russia, you know, like USSR type time frame. And it's got an app, which I had not seen. Like, I didn't know it was an app game. But your food, you've got... What is the... Let me bring it up. It's a cooperative game. So you're trying to cook meals of what bare ingredients you have, right? And if it looks good... but it doesn't kill somebody, then you survive. Like, but if it because it could be poisoned, I don't know. There's like the app tells you kind of what the ingredients will make, and you have to put the mix correctly. I don't know. I haven't played it yet, but I've just been talking to people about it. So you scan your card for your ingredient, you put it in the dish, and you're trying to like survive because if you poison, if it's like toxic or radioactive, and the Soviet, like the KGB catches you get killed. Anyway,
I love the artwork on that. It just looks so weird.
It was so exciting because like those guys were like they were overwhelmed, right? It's one of those like little games that like everybody's like interested in when it happens, but nobody talked about it beforehand. But we walked up there and we did the pre-order, and he said to me, "Oh, I see you're a fan of the game." I'm like, "Yeah, well, I bought every co-op game at Essen." And he's like, "Oh, well, do you want an apron?" And they had these Soviet kitchen aprons. I'm like, "Yeah, of course." He goes, "Well, it's 20 euros." I'm like, no, I don't really want an apron. Thanks. I thought he was giving it to me. But you know, when someone says, "Oh, do you want an apron?" Like, "Oh, you're a fan of the game?" Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, 20 euros. Oh, no. Not that big a fan. Anyway.
Yeah, they did Kickstarter for that. It was like
everybody who I've talked to have played it is raving about it. So we got to play it at BGG. I will have it in my pocket.
I did finally get my own copy of Bellarati, which I love.
Oh, the original art. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bellarati.
I love Bellarati.
It's so good. It's awesome.
I don't know
if it's hard though.
Damn you, Bellarati.
So I don't know if they've updated the rules, but I played a version with new rules that made the game way better.
What made it better? What did they do differently?
Okay, 2 things. Trying to remember. It's been a while.
2 things, but I don't know what they are.
Okay, so the first thing is, you know how you put random Bellarati cards into the mix? This time you choose the Bellarati cards from the people's hands, which has a strategic value, meaning you can draw cards from the people who say, I have no good matches, right? Like, you know how you do that negotiation where you decide how much pieces of art you're going to put in?
Mm-hmm.
Second thing, all of the target cards are they're colorless. They have no color. So you can't use color as your crutch.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Yeah. They're all these 3D models, actually. They're like 3D. And I hope this game comes out. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't remember it being embargoed. So it's out there.
I thought Bellarati was hard enough the way it is.
This makes it.
I just thought it was funny.
Well, because you could get randomly zonked by Bellarati just out of pure luck.
I just love saying zonked. I just love how the fact you just have to say zonked.
Isn't that a word?
Well, no, it's
you know
just
what
like,
I mean, right?
I know exactly what you mean, but like you just enjoy saying zonked. Like it's like you're playing on a
Price is Right.
Price is Right. Yeah. I play Bellarati to just tell people they're stupid when they don't pick the right thing. How could you possibly think that was? You're so dumb. Probably the wrong reason to play, but
probably.
So I bought 4 copies of Decrew. You guys heard about? Did you hear about Decrew?
I think you told me about it.
Cooperative trick-taking game with 50 missions, 40 missions, something like that. Now they're all in I was gonna say Russian, all in German, but I got the translation.
You got Russian on the head.
Yeah. Pete, are you coming to BGG Con?
No, we're not coming. As Coolmini's not coming, and I just can't afford to make that trip right before Christmas on my own dime. I priced it out, and it would be almost $2,000 for a hotel and flight.
What?
So you just got to party down with Keith, man. Keith's got.
Whoa, how could it possibly be $2,000?
Because the hotel's $200 a night plus for downtown Dallas, and the flight's about $500. So if I go for 4 nights.
Oh, the hotel wasn't that bad.
$900 in hotel plus another.
I think our price was under $150.
Yeah, it's expensive because I'm flying out of Greenville, which is a 2-flighter to get to Dallas.
Right.
So the cheapest flight I could find was north of $400, and hotels are going to be at this point over $200 a night. So it would be very costly. Then when you factor in food and everything else, just too much money to drop less than a month before Christmas.
It's an expensive convention, but it's not as expensive.
Well, it wasn't bad when I went for Come On, because then they covered flight and hotel, and I just paid for my own money, and that's easy. But no, I'm not going to PAX either. I mean, even though PAX is a lot cheaper, as far as traveling because it's only
Those
like
hotels are like almost 300 a night. I looked
the
at all of them.
hotels where they get you. Yeah, it's like the exact opposite.
It's-
like the PAX flight is dirt cheap, but the
Yeah.
hotel's ridiculous. Whereas the flight to Dallas is more expensive, but the hotel's more reasonable.
When I went to PAX last year, we stayed like we stayed at a Holiday Inn, which was like 5 blocks away.
Inn.
Yeah, we stayed at the Holiday Inn, and they had continental breakfast in the morning, and it was like me and Daniel, it was like $86 a night or something. It was super ass cheap.
Yeah, my room's $130 a night, and my flight is $500 for first class.
Nice.
Lucky you. How'd you get the $130 a night hotel? Are you staying outside of town?
No, that's the BGG Con rate.
Yeah, we have a cheap hotel, man.
Yeah, I mean all these cheap.
I'm cheap.
See,
not that cheap. I understand.
For a downtown hotel in any city in this country,
yeah, that's cheap. Actually 130 is not bad.
For a Hyatt Regency
room.
The Hyatt. So, did I tell you guys my Hyatt Regency stuff? I haven't told you because we haven't gotten back together. So I was supposed to stay at the new Hyatt Regency in London at the old
London, baby. Yeah.
What's it called? The old.
I assure you, I don't know.
So there's a new Hyatt Regency being built in London, and we searched the website, and I was using points to get the room.
Ooh,
and it's at the old Scotland Yard in Piccadilly Circus. That's right near Trafalgar Square. Like really central, like the best part of London, right? We call them like we hadn't heard anything from them or confirmations or anything, and we called them like 2 weeks before we left or a week before we left, and they're like, "Yeah, that hotel's not going to open until November." Like, oh, wait, okay. It goes, "We're trying to contact you." I'm like, "How hard are you trying to contact me?" So I look back in my email, and there's an email from like not a Hyatt place. It's from like some random. It looked like a spam
from Bill.
It was literally from Bill at like the old Scotland Yard, and I'm like, "Well, where's the word Hyatt? It's not even in there." So I didn't see it. We've been trying to get you. So we're going to put you at the Churchill for free. I'm like, oh, okay. Is that still available? Well, if there's rooms. I'm like, oh, great. So what? Am I coming to London now with no room? So anyway, it turned out there was rooms at the Churchill, and they covered it 100%. I'm like, oh, awesome, free hotel in London. Like no points or nothing. Like they refunded all my points and gave me free hotel.
That's good.
Customer service.
I know. I'm like, I'm Hyatt to the core, man.
I mean, that's better than tepid lemonade.
Hey, what is our tepid lemonade situation?
That's probably still tepid lemonade. I don't know.
Hey, when you turds get in?
I get in Monday morning.
Wow, you're early, man. You got to set up all that crap.
I wouldn't call it crap, but yes.
Whatever. I can call it crap. If I want.
Have you heard anything about the shipment there, Lance? Are you on the inside track of knowledge of where the shipment is?
Well, I know that the games that are being delivered to Oregon should be there by this weekend.
That would be tomorrow?
Yeah.
Hey Lance, are you guys selling some of your Essen games at BGG Con?
Yes.
So is Aquatica going to be for sale at BGG Con?
Yes.
Is it the same price that it is on Funnigan's website, or is it a different price at the con?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's probably the same.
Probably the same? Okay.
It is a premium service.
Yeah, it's a premium price. I tried to get extra Aquaticas, but they would not let me have it.
Yeah.
All their games sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just don't know when they're going to be available in North America. They're saying
it's so weird. Like, how is Cosmodrome not like automatically partnered up? Like,
I have no idea.
Like, I know. Isn't smartphone like still kind of in?
Yeah, well, that's Arcane Wonders. Our smartphone's coming out through Arcane Wonders, but I don't know who Aquatic is coming out through. They're saying they're hoping to have it in the US by Q1, Q2, but that's still a question mark.
Yeah.
So did you see the guy walking around with the like basically like looking like the guy riding on top of the giant ogre? He had the stilts on.
I never saw him.
Okay, so it was a person walking around with Last Bastion, the game or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he was walking up and down, and I happened to be walking by, and he and the orc that was riding on top of the ogre, which is just the guy's costume. He was like, "You there? You look like a dwarf." You know, and he's just like, "You like to fight?" And I was like, sure." And then like he directed his little orc underling. He's like, "Give him." He said, "Give him the ticket, so he can get the special prize." And so like this guy like came over and he hands me this like flyer, this thing. It's like, "You've been selected to get the special prize. Go to repost or whatever for the Last Bastion, the special prize." And I was like, "That's pretty sweet. I'll go over here. I'll see what the special prize is." I walk over and they're like, "Yeah, so I got this. The guy gave me one." And they're like, oh no. And then first I walked up to somebody and they were like, "Oh, I can't help you. You've got to go talk to her. She's the one who handles this." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "That's pretty sweet." And I'll go over here. And so I kind of waited, that she was talking to somebody before me. I waited like 5 minutes and I walk up and she's like, "Oh, can I help you?" And I was like, "Yeah, so the ogre guy gave me this special prize." She's like, "Oh, that's awesome. Here, hold on. I'll get you your prize." And then she like reached underneath the counter and then she handed me basically like a sucker.
You were the sucker of this story.
I think I know the sucker. Didn't sucker have like artwork inside of it?
No, it was just regular. It was just a piece of candy.
So there was lollipops put in our office that had like artwork printed on the inside of the candy.
To be fair, you could pick up a copy of Last Bastion, which is the Ghost Stories like basically retheme. You could pick up a copy of that for, I think it was €40, and then you got the special painted miniatures.
I know.
For free. So
I got the T-shirt. They gave me a 6-pack of the beer. Did you see the Last Bastion brew?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, it was cool.
So I went to go pick up my pre-order, and I'm carrying like 20 pounds of crap back to the booth because they give me so much shit.
No, you poor guy.
That's why I'm never going to pre-order again. I'm going to pre-order them.
It was kind of a pain on your system.
Right, it was super useful, right? Because I could just walk up and get like Transpax Humanity or whatever.
Well, people aren't buying as much shit.
It was sold out.
Don't you have people who fetch shit for you?
Yeah.
I don't feel right about that. I wanted to.
Well, I felt fine with having you fetch my stuff for me.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm never doing it again.
Hold on, I'll be right back, guys.
Took advantage of me.
Hey, Lance. Richard's trying to get in.
Oh. Richard, gotta wait a minute.
Yeah.
Why do you have to leave and not let Richard in first?
I unfortunately got sick.
You always
I heard a lot
sick.
of people got sick of this.
Oh my god, what the fuck? I mean,
Scott, when have you ever not got sick at a convention in the past 3 years?
So this year I've gotten sick at Gen Con, and I've been keeping track, right? I got sick at Gen Con, I did not get sick at BG Spring. I got sick at not PAX, Gen Con and Origins to different degrees. Origins was real bad. Gen Con not so bad. It was like a half a week. This one has been pretty bad.
You need to just go to you need to volunteer to preschool, so they just.
How am I different than anyone else in this room?
We gotta put you in
because we have kids, which means we're inoculated against disease because we live with little petri
So I need to hang out with more kids. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you need to go to a volunteer to preschool so they can snot all over you.
It's true.
And build up your immune system.
But so that means you guys are sick too all the time, right?
No, it just means that we've
because you're around it
enough.
so much that you become immune to it.
Your body's getting.
You live in a bubble, and you come out of your bubble, and the whole world is hostile and poisonous to you.
Mm-hmm.
If you just eat shit off the floor all the time, you'll build up your immune system. Yeah, go out, just I don't know, eat roller dogs at the gas station and shit.
Just go
Get
buy
salmonella. You'll
go
be
buy
good.
potato salad sandwiches from your local gas station and eat it in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So you want to see the best thing I got at Essen? And I don't even know who gave it to me.
Of course, let's see it. Where did I see? I saw somebody.
These are so cool. I love it.
They're
they look crooked on me, but We had so much fun with these. $2 sunglasses, wherever we gave. I don't even know who gave them to us. They gave us like 4 or 5 pair. Eat a pork sandwich out of a dirty ashtray. Where's that from?
It's from Weird
Science?
Science.
Yes, Weird Science. Yes, good one.
Great movie.
Great. Is it? Could Weird Science be made today? Is it?
They actually have talked about redoing that movie.
It's kind of oogie in a way,
like
especially with all the. I don't know. There's a little too much
something
in that movie.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty sexist when it comes down to it, making a girl and all. But of course, in the modern day, they wouldn't have to. They just have so much porn on the internet for free that they wouldn't have to worry about it. They just take care of it.
Yeah. Different topic.
So, what are you guys most excited to try from Essen? Did you?
Yeah, Aquatica's really the only one for me that I'm excited to try. Right. Maybe City Skylines because I like city builders, but that one just released.
I didn't know there was a co-op. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
But I just saw that it came out in the U.S. this week, so I'll get to try that soon.
Because I have a feeling, weird sense, Ravensburger underprinted it.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
I have a weird sense of feeling.
Have you played City Skylines yet?
Instantly. No, I don't have any of my games. I didn't bring anything back in my bag because my bag.
Yeah, so those two are the two that were in the top of my list. Everything else has already come out, like either came out right before Essen or during Essen. I already got a copy of Deep Blue, which I like. It's fun. In higher player counts, it's fun. Not so fun in lower player counts.
And no sharks?
There's one on the board. There's one on the actual map. So close enough.
I thought there was a Megalodon card.
That's in Aquatica, which is why I want to. Yeah.
Deep Blue.
Deep Blue doesn't have any shark cards, but there is a shark on the actual board. Yeah. Honestly, the game I'm most excited about was Marvel Champions, which released last week, and Marvel Crisis Protocol, which comes out next week. So I'm sandwiched in between a Marvel sandwich right now, and I'm liking it.
Did you get your copy of Marvel Champions yet?
Yeah. I've got 2 copies.
So when I pre-ordered mine, I pre-ordered it with the expansion, and so I don't have Marvel.
You have to wait till November.
What? Like, why? So frustrating.
Did you pre-order it from Fantasy Flight?
I should have. No. Because are they giving out a map like they normally do? A mat? Player map?
No. I'm just asking where you pre-ordered it from because you
pre-ordered from cool stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, the mats won't be out until December. So
my
you've got
showed up today.
Yeah, I just pre-ordered the core. I figure I'd get the rest of my stuff from my FLGS, so I just pre-ordered the base game. It's good. I like it a lot. Yeah, I've been playing that a lot, but I'm gearing up for the miniatures game, which comes out next Friday.
All right. So, are you a Lord of the Rings player too?
No, I played it a couple times and liked, but I did not buy the game. I played a friend's copy.
So you're just okay. So you don't have anything really to compare it to.
No, not really. I played Lord of the Rings when it first came out, but I really like this game. I'm sure it's very similar from what I could remember of Lord of the Rings, but this is a theme that's more in my wheelhouse.
Yeah. I mean, whose wheelhouse is it not in? Like, maybe Martin Scorsese?
Yeah, maybe.
There's Lance.
I'm ready for some BGG Con.
Me too, man. I didn't hardly get to play anything in Essen. I was so zapped at the end of the day.
I'm trying to remember what all I put down as my potential library games for BGG Con. For my reservation.
Oh yeah, what'd you pick for your top 3?
I know I put in Maracaibo.
Yeah.
I think I put Trismegistus in.
Oh yeah,
Cooper Island. And then I'm having trouble remembering what the other 2 things I threw down were.
Hey, Lance.
I'm going to grab a drink real quick.
Rado's here, Lance.
Oh, well, good for him.
You've been waiting.
Now he's in.
There he is.
Now he's in.
Richard.
Does he know he's in?
Oh, hello.
Yeah, I know. You kind of don't know.
Oh wait, you got a BGG Con preview? That's new. I
Yeah.
haven't-
Yeah. People are wanting a BGG-Con preview now.
No,
What now?
no, no. I already have it, so no. It's like go through the list now. There's a BGG Con preview.
Yeah, we're gonna have a PAX Unplugged preview too, or it's already up.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there anything really coming out for those two?
So it's not new stuff, I think, but it's just stuff people might want to pre-order.
No.
Ooh,
And some
82
new stuff.
titles. Shall we go through them?
Oh, jeez.
We barely touched the SM list when we were doing it.
No, we made a
Did you guys
good
get through the whole
we made a
thing?
good punch, and I think it was the right thing to do to hit all the big things and
Yeah, I think it's way to do it.
some little diamonds in the rough got passed over.
I think we're doing Gen Con that way next year in Origins as well. I think we're going to
The
sort with thumbs.
100, 200, 300, 400.
We sort with thumbs, and if you don't get any thumbs, you don't get any talk.
The Democratic.
Sounds like prom night.
So,
Richard,
what are you looking forward to playing, Richard, at BGG Con?
I'm going through the list right now. Lost Atlantis is a 3X game under the sea. Hopefully, they got rid of the correct X.
Which one is that?
Is that the
Exterminate.
exceedingly nice?
So, Richard, I played not Tapestry. I played Progress.
Progress?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The
game from,
Civ game without any.
Yes.
It didn't do
I'll
anything
try.
for me.
I think that's one that Lance and I both agree on as a likey, I believe.
Which one? Sorry.
Progress. Evolution of technology. You were keen on that one, right?
Oh yeah, the civilization card game, basically.
Yeah.
And I thought it was
Yeah.
a surefire thing for me, and it just fell like I was done 2/3 of the way through. I was like,
Really?
yeah,
How
I
many
don't know.
did you play it with?
And it's like a Civ game with no soul. Right? Like it has like it just is like, okay, well, this card gets me that card, so I need to try to find out to get that card in my play first before I put that card. It just really boiled down to very mechanical.
Oh, so
Like,
like every Euro ever.
Not true, Lance. Not true.
But if you were playing Dominion for the first time this month, would you feel the same way?
I don't know. I need to go back and play. So-
Yes, you need to.
I have not played Dominion in probably 10 years, so I probably.
You know what is a really good game, and I played it with Jeff from Fun Again probably like 8 times.
PAX Renaissance.
No, we played. It's been out for a while, it just totally went underneath my radar. Since it's a deck building game, that's probably why it went underneath my radar. But Shards of Infinity, and
Shards of
judging,
Infinity is a good game.
yeah, I am undefeated. I beat Jeff every single time we played. And it's like 6 or 7 times we played that, and I won every single time.
I like that game when I played it.
Yeah, I mean, and it's got like one expansion and another one coming out. But I mean, it has the one thing I really like about the deck builder, where, hey, here's your whatever it is, 10 cards to start with, and then let me just go ahead and put the tableau of cards out. This isn't a search through and we pick which 12 we're going to have, available to us. Nope, it's just you turn these cards over and there's 6 cards out on the table, and then you draw your 5 cards. You figure out what you can buy, and and you attack. The game is all about
Hit in the face.
it is. You are attacking the other person, and you can win by either killing them or by creating 30 shards, and it's just like and so you keep track, and you basically every person gets a dial, like basically a character dial that has both your health and your shard total, and it works really well with more than 2 people, but in 2 people it really shines because you're just like it's just you're just bashing on each other and trying to come up with and there's like 5 different suits or 4. And each one of them like does its own thing, but interacts with each other. And you can't just say, "Oh, I'm just gonna take green cards." It's like, "Oh, well, you didn't really get a bunch of green cards. You know, you're going to need to take some blue or some gray or some red. And they all kind of, and they have all kinds of effects. Like the timing of the game is paramount as far as like, oh, if I have a red card in my discard pile, then this particular card is like twice as powerful. You know, so it's like there's like incredible amount of like timing things going on. So yeah, I expected nothing, and I was very pleasantly made happy. So there you go.
It also has a way to do infinite damage.
Yes, that's how you win, by getting 30 shards. You unlock your
Ultimate
your
power.
your shard generator or whatever, your ultimate power, and it just does you do infinite damage. So basically you win when you do that. My random RPG. First of all, I met most of the people at Modifius Entertainment, which are like the UK-based RPG people, and like people that I've exchanged emails with constantly. I got to know them. I happen to be wearing my my OSR shirt, my Old School Rules Revival shirt, which is like the OSR logo, the classic castle one. And a guy like saw it, and he was like, "Oh, I love that shirt. Can I take a picture?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then I realized it was a guy that I exchanged emails with, and so I ended up talking to the Modifius people a lot. That was cool. Like people that, and then they hooked me up with the complete set of the new Cult KULT, which was a game I played a lot of in the '90s. And
Did
they had
Modifius have the Kung Fu Panda game there?
I
It's supposed to be coming out soon to backers.
I did not see that. This was just the RPG area. And then I also got this game called Free from the Yoke, which is a legacy game, which is the legacy rules are like very, very narrative driven as far as RPGs go. So it's like you basically you have a stats, and like which are your stat in like whatever is +1, -1, +2, -3, whatever. And so what happens is you roll 2d6, and then you add your stat. And then if it's 6 or lower, you fail. If it's 7 through 9, you succeed, but not fully. Like you're competent, but you didn't like, do anything crazy. And if you get a 10 or above, you completely succeed, and plus you get something extra. And that's like, and so the game is very, though the legacy games move very, very quickly, and they are all about like narrative and the interactions with people. And like there's no real dungeon master. They're called the Arbiter, and the Arbiter just kind of like can demand dice rolls from the players, but for the most part, the Arbiter just takes on the roles of the speaking roles of the NPCs, and the players just basically are supposed to like dive into the RPG element of it and like discuss situations. It's very much not a classic hack and slash RPG legacy systems are. But Free from the Yoke is really cool because it's based off the idea that the evil omnipresent rule of the necromancer tyrant or whatever, they were finally destroyed and overthrown, and now you all work together at one point. Everybody at the table is just think Game of Thrones. You each are like the ruler of your house. And now that like you've just finally gotten rid of the Mad King, you've gotten rid of the Targaryens basically. Now you are trying to figure out how to rule your country now, and so you not only will have you have two characters. You have your individual, and you have your house, and so you'll kind of ping pong back and forth between those two, taking on those different roles.
Which board game is this?
It's a role playing game. It's just it's called Free from the Yoke, and it's like it's made for convention, it's like I got 4 people and we got 6 hours. We're gonna like order in a pizza, and we're gonna sit down, and the Arbiter is gonna tell you the story of what's going on, and like who's gonna like succeed up to the throne. And so you just all kind of interact and talk. I mean, it's not gonna be for everybody. A lot of people like shy away from those because they're like, I can't really dive into role playing. I have trouble. But for people that want to sit down and negotiate and discuss and stab people in the backs, Richard, you'd love it. You'd be like, You'd be all about the intrigue.
Can I ask, Lance, how much time do you spend actually playing role-playing games? I kind of get the impression. I mean, you pick up so many of them. Is it as much a collecting thing as anything else? That you just like reading it?
I love reading them.
Someday I'll get to play it, but in the meantime,
play.
You get to experience it just by here's what they've set up. It sounds like a neat system, and you appreciate them on that level.
Well, I do. There's two conventions, Con of the North and Gamehole Con, where I actually can go and play RPGs, and I do that there. Gamehole Con is almost exclusively RPGs, and it's very old school revival, and it's like I go there to play with the Frog God Games people. But I play D&D every 2 weeks with my group. So I mean, okay. I play D&D more than I play anything, just because we head over to my buddy's house and we get there. We start at 6 and we get done around every other Saturday. We start up around 6 and we play till about 2 a.m. and then.
But this group, you're never going to play this legacy game you're talking about, for example.
I might. It'd be something where we do it like as we've done stuff like this before, like as just like we can't get everybody together, for the session. So there's 3 or 4 of us. Let's just do this.
So that's what you would do rather than kind of temporarily write them out. Oh, they're sick. They can't make it to the dungeon tonight, kind of a thing.
Yeah, because usually now we've progressed to the point where like the narrative of the campaign is like you kind of need everybody there. Like the one that we've been doing. I ran a campaign that lasted almost 4 years, and then Jason, my buddy Jason, took over and like has his own campaign. We've been doing this one for almost 2. So at this point, our characters are so interspersed into the storyline of the world and everything that's going on that like if one of us can't be there, it's like it actually like makes it almost impossible to play, just because there's like certain people we've grown in power and like the people behind the throne kind of people, and it's just like if you're not there and they're not able to like. So it's tough to play otherwise. I mean, like this last like our DM, the only person that like our DM like canceled, like he was like, yeah, I don't feel good. Okay, so we actually played Battlestar Galactica for the first time in about 4 months, and that was something actually I wanted to discuss. Not that I've been talking forever, so but this is something I was thinking about. Battlestar Galactica might be one of the best games ever that truly might never get reprinted. I mean, like we always say, if a game's awesome, it'll get reprinted, right? I mean, like you could take the Battlestar Galactica mechanisms and you could easily like just like they did with the Battlestar Galactica dice. I can't think of the name right now. The Jupiter game from Stronghold. Yeah. Dark Jupiter.
Dark Moon.
Dark Moon. And which fine. It was Battlestar Galactica dice, but that game that fell flat for me because it was like there was no immersion into the storylines. Now, this being said,
haven't you not ever watched the actual Battlestar Galactica show?
I've never watched a single minute, but everybody else in my group has watched everything, and they talk about it constantly. So I feel like I know the entire story.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So and it's just like, and so like I know certain characters have certain whatevers that people like either love / hate about them. So like you can definitely like once again I was Gaius Baltar, and I was the president, and like I was able to like whenever I got a card that said president chooses, it's like, oh, heavy is the head that wears the crown. I would always play it. And my friend Craig was just losing it. He's such a Cylon. Just like. But no. So we played Battlestar Galactica. But I mean, that's like I said, it's like you could easily like take the mechanisms and you could just make it whatever theme, right? But I just can't see anybody ever getting the rights to the old TV show and redoing.
Why not just make the same game but with no theme? Like
yes, I was gonna.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be the same.
Why? Because I have no.
I
hate Battlestar Galactica. I thought it was one of the worst shows ever made.
Yeah, but for those that like
it is. It's terrible.
The theme works.
Slow your
Even
roll.
worse than Lost. Even where I was more disappointed. I was more whatever. You guys, we've already talked about this.
Strong.
On that road. The first season, amazing, awesome, and then it just down the roller coaster. It dropped. But like, just take that and turn it into some generic. Who cares? Like, just make archetypes.
It wouldn't be as much fun.
So I
it
played
wouldn't
the
be as
Warehouse
good.
13 game, which I like better than Battlestar Galactica.
Why do you think Mechatol Rex sold like shit?
How do you know it sold like shit?
Because it only did one print run,
Oh.
and Fantasy Flight never just does one print run.
Okay.
So
I don't know.
And the fact
I
that
don't know.
well, okay, but here's the deal. You also know it didn't sell well when like the holiday season comes along and they're like selling copies for $20 on their website.
Were they?
Yeah.
I would have bought it if it was for this one.
So, but Lance, your group would suddenly go from this is literally the greatest game experience we've ever had to yawn ho hum if they reprinted it and just put the Twilight Imperium.
I don't. It wouldn't hold the same. It wouldn't hold it. It just wouldn't. I mean, the new Dune is good. I mean, the new rule set from the new Dune. It's good. It's good. I need to play it.
Play that game.
What?
I can't play that game.
Why? Because you're no good at it.
It's just not my jam. I can predict Richard. You will not like Dune either.
Oh, I know. I would never play it.
Why? Why are you guys so worried about backstabbing and negotiation? Why is that like so scary to you?
It's not scary. It's why would I play a game I know I'm not going to enjoy when I could instead spend time playing a game I will enjoy?
Okay, fair enough. That is a very, very honest answer. But I mean,
I win.
Could you explain to me why why and I would like to hear from Scott as well, why like a negotiation game it isn't fun to you?
Well, actually I should say I actually do very much enjoy negotiation. Back when I used to play a lot of Small World, that was 100% a negotiation game between all of us.
No, it wasn't. Small World's not negotiation.
Yes, it was. It was the way we played it. We were constantly negotiating and making deals, and collusions and all of that. So yeah, no, I very much enjoy negotiating.
Well, I can see why you had to add something to make the game fun.
Would you like to talk about that instead? We can go beat by beat, and I can explain why it's actually an incredibly sound design, very sharp, and well-deserved of its insanely high sales and incredibly high rankings, and just nonstop, endless love from everyone.
And they're making the world
except for you,
except for me. I will say this. I remember I did a very positive review for another game by that designer. I remember he sent me an email and he said I can finally be friends with you now because he was like honestly like really. I mean, it was one of those like ha ha ha. I'm kind of upset with you, but he was like really. He was really upset with me over my opinion of that game. Which fine,
like Small World.
What?
I don't like Small World.
Me
I
neither.
know the most interesting thing in the world is to do nothing. So
that's patently false. That is literally a lie.
I like a lot of things Small World does, but I don't like the core game.
The designer Philip Kiarts. What's the game of his you liked? I guess it must have been Olympos, right?
Yeah, I gave Olympos, and he had another one which was it was like a robot programming game that I liked really.
Oh yeah, that was nice. Yeah, that was okay.
Evo?
Yes, Evo. Yeah.
Was that it?
I think it was. Yeah.
But yeah.
But anyway, no. We've discussed this before, and I do not enjoy doing things in a game that makes me feel obligated to say, I'm really sorry, man, I got to do this. The more times I'd have to do that in a game, the less I'm going to enjoy it.
Well, see, that's how you're going about it wrong. It's got to be like, oh, this is going to be sweet.
No, that is a completely foreign and alien concept to me. That is unthinkable to me.
And again,
derive any enjoyment from destroying your sandcastle. Even if you're sitting there, bring it, man. I want you to tear it down. It's like, sorry, dude, I would rather just build my own, and you just fuck off and let me build my own. Although, Lance, if there was ever a game that you and I should play together, it's Legacies, which is on Kickstarter now. I just did a video for it the other day. It is easily the heaviest game I've played of the year, heavier than On Mars from Vita Lasarda. And the interesting thing about it's a game that takes place over 300 years. You start out as a 19th century mogul, but that's not good enough. And you're trying to make a legacy over 6 generations. And a lot of it is, market investment, buy low, sell high. A lot of it is developing relationships with other players around the table, and piggybacking off of what they're doing. But the important thing, Lance, is at the beginning of the game, when you are handed your player board that indicates, oh, you're the inventor or you're the transportation guy or whatever, they're two-sided. And you can play on the friendly Care Bear side or the evil rat bastard side. And
so why do they have the Care Bear side?
So that you and I could actually enjoy a game together, and you could derive great pleasure from stealing from me every step of the way and reveling in trying to make me unhappy. And I could, meanwhile, just say, oh, I'm having a really good time over here. And every once in a while, instead of game events pestering me, this idiot across the table is pestering me. It's the same end result. I like games to beat me up, and I like to have challenges to overcome. I just don't want to push those on other players. So I think it's brilliant that they've done that, and I don't know that other games have done that. It basically, to make it balanced, if you play the Care Bear side, it is an implicitly more powerful action because all it is just, look, this is something I can do for myself. I can increase the value of my investments or whatever it might be, or I can get really big discounts on actions. And so if you choose the other side, it's a less powerful thing, but it's implicitly more powerful because, I'm doing something good for myself, but I'm hurting at the expense of everyone else at the table. One of the biggest things about the game is, one of your most common actions is developing relationships that you'll be able to leverage over several more rounds and get, income. If I have a relationship with the stock market guy, it's going to make me a lot of money. The shipping guy, it's going to get me a lot of goods and stuff like that. And it'll last for generations potentially. But
this game looks really nice.
Yeah. And if you're an asshole and you're playing the mean one, you can say, oh, hey, Rich, I'm going to use my special power and have you develop a relationship with the shipping magnate, but I will get the first, second, and third level of all the benefits, and then I'll just leave you with the dregs left over. But you're still stuck in this relationship that's completely useless to you now. Enjoy. And then suddenly, crap, now I've got to work my way back up with this guy I never even wanted to have a relationship with, but because, so it's very clever. And I thought that was very impressive.
They put a lot of pull quotes from you on this.
Did they?
Yeah, I've seen at least 2. So 3. Wow, 3.
Oh, God damn it.
Like a whole page worth of, which is cool, right?
Oh, I always feel silly reading that stuff because my scattershot just talk off the top of my head always sounds so terrible when you actually write it down and they're broken sentences and I misuse words, but they still dutifully, I hate it. At least rewrite it so it sounds grammatically correct.
It comes up fine.
Yeah, and apparently
Jason Brooks, it's his first Kickstarter.
I know. I was totally shocked. I mean, it's his first design. I was very, very impressed. Yeah. It is a bit on the long side, although that's not a bad thing for people looking for a really big, heavy monster game.
What do you mean long? Like more than 3 hours?
At a high, it would certainly be a 3+ hour game at a higher player count.
Right.
I think.
It looks nice. I mean,
it looks really nice.
The structure of it looks good. Like,
yeah,
the graphic design looks good.
Yeah, this is. You should shoot me his email. I'd like to reach out to this guy.
Okay. I think I've still got the prototype because I was just going to give it away, or do I? Or no? He might have asked me to send it someplace. I don't remember. I'll have to look.
Neat.
But okay, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, I just posted in the comments here, the private comments, and yeah, this looks really cool. I like being jerks. See, and that's just it. See what will happen in my group. There will be like everybody else will pick the Care Bear guy, and I'll be like, well, somebody's not all heroes wear capes. You know?
I love the fact Richard just called you an asshole.
One of the hero they need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just like. Because it's so in the D&D campaign we're playing right now. I mean, this is like I had never played a bard, and my friend Craig challenged me. He's like, you've never played a bard. You always play a thief or a wizard. Sometimes you play a fighter, but you've never played a bard. He challenged me, and I was like, all right, fine, I'll play a bard. And it started off so slow. I mean, it was like bards suck. I mean, just like we play our own version. We don't play 5e or anything like that. So they aren't. So my bard, I basically made him to be this total pretty boy, and like he shied away from combat constantly, and just like he was just a support character, and I was just having fun. He is now the highest level because everybody else has had a character, at least one character, die on them. He's the only one that's still left from the beginning. He's like one of the most powerful people in the world, and he's like I just it's one of those things where we have a critical hit table, and so like one of the things is like of course he's got high level the highest possible charisma, and like he just charms his way in and out of every problem he's ever had, and just so everybody's like, oh, like the critical hit table actually has things where it's like you can get your teeth knocked out and you lose charisma, or like you get a horrible scar and you lose charisma, and so they're always like just gleefully getting excited whenever I have to roll the critical hit table. And like the worst thing that's ever happened to me is that I was staggered for 2 rounds. Like I can only move at half speed while other people are getting limbs chopped off. And I was like, I know how you feel, Craig. Is it like his like knee shattered, just 3 times damage. Oh, I was staggered once. I know how you feel. I love being the thorn in everybody's side. And the thing is that in classic wrestler psychology, the thing is that eventually I know I'm going to get screwed. I mean, it's like I'm eventually going to get boned, and I've just pushed that. I've kept pushing it further and further and further away, and everybody else in my gaming group is just waiting and just, oh, one day you're gonna finally get what's coming to you. And I was just like, and I'll play it up, just like, like the bad guys in wrestling, they have to eventually get their comeuppance. And the longer people have to wait for the comeuppance, the more sweet and wonderful is that dessert, just like, and so I see myself as just, I'm creating like I'm going to create an amazing moment for them. I remember one time I had a thief that everybody hated in this party, and they just despised him, but like he was really good at what he did, so they kept him around. And then I remember at the very end, like after I had just screwed everybody in the party over one way or the other, I had stolen from them. I had like I remember one time we had found this vault, and they're like, can you open it? And so then I looked at it, and I was like, I told the DM, I was like, I'm gonna, like, if I can open it, great, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get it almost open, and then I'm going to say that it's beyond my power and I can't get it open. And then I'm going to come back the next day and I'm going to open it up and take everything. And so like they were just so mad. And I remember at the very end, as I was racing down these corridors of this temple, being chased down by these maniacs with axes, and they were cutting him down. I just remember I was like, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this. And I played up my death, my cowardly death as much as possible. I think I made that. They still talk about that character's death with great fondness. Oh, it was so sweet. He got chopped up into pieces by the maniacs with axes. I love D&D. I love role playing games. It's so much more fun. It's just so much more fun to be something else than yourself for a while.
It's like, why play board games at all?
Because you can't always, because role playing games are the slow burn, right? Like it's just like it's a long journey with like weird, satisfying little plateaus until you eventually reach like that ultimate ending. Whereas and you can't always. That's why we have campaigns that last years. I had a NPC that helped the players out every step of the way for 3.5 years in my campaign, and they were actually the ultimate villain. And they had no idea. They would constantly go to this wizard and ask him for help, and he would help them, but he was always doing exactly what he needed to do just to give them just enough to further his own means. And then when the other shoe dropped and they realized that they had been like puppet stringed there in like for 3.5 years, I mean, it was just like, I wish I had a camera going. They're like, you know, because they found basically proof that he was behind everything, and everybody was just like, what? You know, just like, you know, it was so satisfying. But I mean, I had to have a long build up for that. You know, it's just like, and it was that much better. But board games are good, right? Because you can't always do that. So if you want to have a lot of fun and a lot of interaction and joke around and be challenged by something for a couple hours, that's where board games are.
Hey, could you tell me your Fun Again email? Or do you just want to use your Undead Viking?
Just lancem@funagain.com.
All right, Lance, LANCEM @funagain.com.
Yeah.
LanceM@funagain.com.
Why don't you say it like 18 more times so I can get just tons of spam?
I was going to ask you just to freaking type it into the secret thing.
It'll be fine.
Don't worry, not that many people watch.
I know.
Yeah.
But if you are watching and you are running a Kickstarter and you're wondering about fulfillment prices, by all means, email me.
Or you'd like to send Lance a ton of pictures that are maybe of the nether regions. Feel free to shoot him an email.
You know, I would like to say
Lance
something about pictures and the BGG crew. I have never dealt with more children that I had to deal with Aldi and Lincoln for like an entire day of their like ridiculousness. and I'm gonna leave it at that because this is what? What?
Apparently you were a child in Germany.
You and Lincoln, just like children.
Oh, well, you know, we had to pass the time.
Yeah. Try playing a game.
Oh my God! But that was the Saturday, right?
I don't remember. I was.
Oh my God,
I was fairly.
What was it? Lots of fart jokes.
I would
all day traveling on Monday to get to Germany through Heathrow, which fucking blows.
I thought I'd go to my good friends at the Board Game Geek and just have a chat, have a little sit down, do some good conversations. Little did I know.
Eat some stroopwafels.
Yeah, eat some stroopwafels, which were very good. But little did I know that I was just going to walk into a bunch of sixth graders who just found out that they can say a swear word.
We laughed our asses off by playing with that. So have you guys seen the Paul Rudd Hot Ones interview? Anyone?
No.
Should watch it.
I have never seen an episode of Hot Ones. That's the one where celebrities eat hot wings and it's funny, right?
And they do an interview, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Paul Rudd has a technique of taking pictures with his iPhone that we figured out how to do. So we took lots of pictures of Lance.
And apparently it was very childish.
Let me see.
It was extremely childish.
I'll admit.
It was like when the fifth grader finds out that he can say the F word and not get in trouble.
Oh, God, do I even have the picture anymore?
You better not. And it isn't appropriate for this anyway.
I mean, just looking at it now makes me crack up.
Oh, apparently he hasn't then.
Hold on. I'm going to put it up.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, you brought it up.
No, it doesn't mean no. No, I will throw you out of here. Just
wow, he does have that power over you. Elsewhere, you are the $6 million whatever, but here
you can show everybody after we go out. After we're done, you can show the people. You can.
Let me just show the one picture.
No, when we're done,
do it.
One.
No, I. No.
See, and that's why I don't like playing an asshole in video game and board games.
This is from a guy who created a game where you tase somebody until they exploded. So
I was a young, foolish man.
Oh, okay.
Yep. My brain hadn't fully.
Right, here we go. Come on, give me like 2 seconds.
No, you can
put it on.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Please.
This is not appropriate for.
It's so good. It's just there's nothing to it. It's nothing.
What is it? An ass shot? What the hell is it?
Can you put it up, Lance?
Oh, you
Come
can't.
on.
Can we not share our own screens here?
Yeah, but he has to present it.
Oh, so we can propose, but he has to approve. I see.
Yeah, he has to put it.
Just put your phone up.
It won't work.
Why?
He keeps trying to accept, but the software is broken.
Yeah, I'll have to send an email to
Come on, Lance.
later.
You dish it out, but you can't take it.
I can take it just fine, but this is
Apparently
this is,
not.
I mean,
this is a family program.
Motherfucker.
Is this a picture we've seen somewhere already, Scott?
Hmm?
Or is this a picture you posted elsewhere?
Yes.
Oh. Well, just put it in the Facebook Alabook theme. Facebook Alaboom.
It is.
Oh, well, there we go. Off we go.
But no one else can see it.
Facebook.
Well, and what a shame.
Come on.
What? Hey, I don't.
Lance, you never let me get you at all. Like,
well, first of all, I sat there and let you take the picture.
Yes, but it's
secondly, you know what? Post it on the Board Game Geek if you think it's so cool.
okay.
Post.
All right. Oh no!
Oh, there it is.
There's that.
Oh, wait, I looked away.
Oh man!
Oh, damn it!
Hey, look, Forrest wants in.
Oh, you're killing. No, you got to bring Keith back. Come on.
What is happening?
All right. So go look at Paul Rudd's technique of taking photos with his fingers, put in certain position. Here's the deal. 5 days at Essen makes anybody. We're just nutty, dude. Like I can't explain. This year was bad for me too, and I couldn't get over my jet lag. It's terrible.
I didn't start feeling normal until like yesterday, honestly.
Oh no, yeah, I'm like, yeah, it's rough for me.
Hey, we got two fallbacks though. That was kind of cool.
It is not in the weekly Alaboom green room.
Yeah,
What a shame.
search for my name or something.
It is. You just got to scroll down. It's about a week ago.
Here, I can put a link in there for you.
I will keep scrolling down.
Here, it's in the private chat.
I must be looking at something else. Nothing's been posted. Okay, what have I gotten myself into?
Check the private chat.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's on YouTube now.
Yeah, what a jerk I am.
Oh yeah, I saw that picture.
It's not that bad, right?
No, it's not that bad.
I'm not quite sure why Lance is so concerned.
I just
Nothing.
It is quite pure
childish.
Sure.
Yes, it's your
I certainly think much less of Paul Rudd now as a result.
Is that just you doing your finger like this?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Well, you have to do this and then put your picture.
I'm reminded of the line from The Simpsons or whatever when like Bart like starts laughing and the guy's like, "What are you laughing at? Hey there, boyo, what are you laughing about?" And he says, and he goes, "Oh, I read something in the, but it's too lowbrow. Ooh, I am quite lowbrow."
Well, Lance, in this case, I'm going to have to side with you. You made the right choice, not dignifying, not lowering the caliber of this show with such
Thank you.
puerile nonsense. And all that you should know better.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, we all expect more of you.
You know, Lincoln's
Oh my
wife
God,
was even like saying, "You guys need to grow up." She was just like she was chastising you constantly.
Were they just doing that same thing over and over again?
We did
Yes!
it in like 5 minutes. It was
5 minutes. Like try 5 hours.
It was bullshit.
And then you had to show me like the 37 other pictures. Then you were like, both of you were taking pictures of each other and just laughing. No, do this face. No, do this face.
You're not.
Yes, you do.
I remember the last time I was at Essen Spiel and I went over to the booth. I sat down and Aldi and I had a really wonderful chat about our relative histories in the video game industry for felt like a couple of hours, and it was one of the highlights of any of my trips ever to Essen Spiel.
Oh, thanks, man.
That is not what you got, though.
No, what I got was I got to be the home entertainment system
Lance,
for a
stop
while.
lying.
You know, and it's just like
5 minutes. We
well,
played tennis.
no, it was whatever. You're no, you're wrong. And the other thing is that you know it's like, and the thing is that if I had just said, oh, it's really funny, let's do some more, you would not have enjoyed it as much as if I hadn't been like, you know, children, please, you know,
you were playing the straight man.
I was playing. I was.
You know that means you were just being an enabler.
I was Ted
There's
White.
a lot of codependence going on.
Yeah, I was Ted White, and he was Bill Murray. You know, he was Chevy Chase.
We're waiting.
We're waiting. So good.
Justin was a challenge. I don't know why, because the team is so good. I barely had any real responsibilities, which was great. So just like kind of doing meetings and like chit chats and stuff, which was great. But it also gave me less. I don't know how to put it.
You had less responsibilities, and therefore you were kind of lost and didn't know what to do with yourself.
Kinda.
I can get that. I remember
the team was super solid. Like, it was just like a smooth ride of glass. I mean, it was nothing.
Is there any chance, by the way, that you'll stop using frickin' Twitch and just go back to YouTube streaming?
Why do you not like Twitch?
Because you can't fucking pause and rewind or play double speed or anything. It's the shittiest backwards platform. We've had fucking DVR for like over a decade.
Maybe I should give up on Twitch. I was so annoyed.
No, I mean Twitch works. Twitch works great for the video game stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't understand what is the what.
So there is a monetization
over YouTube streaming.
There is a monetization.
He's got it. He's got it. The monetization. If you have a
if you're trying to make a living out of it, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind to make a couple bucks. I mean, we spend so much money on Essen. It's like,
what is it that Twitch does? I mean,
well, you can have some monthly subscribers, right? They pay you a monthly subscription fee. It can be $5.
You can do that on YouTube too. It's just nobody does it.
Yeah, it's like nobody
even knows it's there as a feature. I mean, I don't have to raise my funds on Patreon. I could do it on YouTube. It's just that no one will do it.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, there you go.
No, I understand. Can you stream for more than 8 hours now, or 10 hours, like in one chunk? Or
I believe so, because I see plenty of streams that have been going on for like 10, 15 hours of people just like leaving cameras on in their house. Or doing just infinite nonstop streams of Rick and Morty on permanent loop.
Yeah, or American Dad, or King of the Hill.
And those things, you look at them, and they've been going for 10, 12 hours.
What's weird is that like eventually they get reported and YouTube shuts them down, right? But then they just start up another one.
Pop back up again.
Well, yeah, I mean, just make a fake email address. You can have a YouTube account in seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
1080p on Twitch, Robert. You can have 1080p on YouTube as well.
So I found out Asmodee got their stream put on the front page of Twitch, which gave them like thousands and thousands and thousands of viewers. Like we've never gotten anything like that from Twitch.
I'm sure they had to pay for that.
Do you pay them?
No.
Yeah.
Really?
No, I don't think so.
Really?
They take what they see as a trending video and put it on the front page. They do that. Twitch does that. It's an algorithm.
I will just say this, and you might be very right, Peter, but here's the deal. Cash is king, and if somebody said, you know what, I would really like to pay you money, and then can my thing be on the front page of Twitch? I mean, admittedly, they aren't going to let any Tom, Dick, or Harry do it, but I mean, like if Asmodee, like they're like, yeah, we want to have our thing on Twitch, you know, you bet your bottom dollar Twitch will be like, yeah, you know, pony up 10 grand.
That would undermine everything that trending videos and front page of Twitch stands for, which is supposed to be hot videos that are gaining traction get pushed up to that. If people can just buy it, then it's no longer trending. It's just an advertisement.
With the level of monetization they have on Twitch, I guarantee it. Plus, Twitch works with like 2K to have special interfaces for Twitch to help promote their content and all sorts of other crap.
Capitalism is Tommy. Nobody leaves money on the table.
I mean, Twitch does partner spotlights. It could have been the case but it certainly seems more likely that somebody high up in Asmodee marketing knew to talk to and what button to push.
Sure.
Well, it's like Google search engine.
I had a meeting
with
Twitch one time at Gen Con like 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh yeah.
The guy was falling asleep the entire time. I'm like, I can't take this seriously. Like, who is this guy? I'm sure. I don't know. I don't remember his name. I'm not gonna say it. But like, how do I have a meeting with a guy from Twitch that seriously wants to do something with Board Game Geek, and he's falling asleep the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll do Twitch, but we're doing it on our own terms.
I remember when I worked for US Bank. I mean, we paid Google, I don't know how much money it was, to make sure that if somebody typed in credit card in the search engine, US Bank came up first.
You can do keywords. You just make the highest bid.
Yeah.
Here's a result from the web.
There you go. You activated my Google phone.
I was
Mr. Board Game Geek, why don't you make a streaming service for board games, like Twitch for board games?
I've thought about it.
Call it bitch or something.
It's super expensive.
call it I am a child, and I take pictures like
get
this.
over it, Lance. Come on, deal with it.
Yeah.
I just expected better out of you.
You sure?
Like you've never.
I will just have to readjust my expectations.
Okay. Oh, these glasses are so great. I love it.
What glasses?
These little 80s
My
glasses.
Pixel glasses.
The what?
My Pixel glasses.
Oh
Bedroom
yeah,
shades.
I gotta find a pair of those. That picture you took of me, it made it look like you actually had just photoshopped them on my
It's
face.
so opaque that it's like they don't look real, right? Like
Yeah, deal with it.
deal with it. Anyway, no,
Yeah,
I've actually thought about making a video platform. The prices are just like, okay, where do we make the money to pay for it? Wait,
You can get them Prime on Amazon for $8.99. They're Thug Life Deal With It glasses.
yeah, is that what Thug Life?
Thug Life Deal With It glasses.
Did you overnight it?
2 days isn't fast enough.
I'm sure if you went to like the publishers and say, look, I'll try to start a platform, they pitch in, showcasing their product.
Yeah, maybe up there. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know what to say. I don't want to talk about anything right now, publicly. There's things to be talked about, though.
Yeah, no,
Man, I watched Extra Life this weekend for board game stuff. There was not any. I mean, it was like, there was some stuff, but like nobody was watching it. Like I think total 100 viewers total.
it takes a certain level of interaction for people to actually care. I mean, it's so not fun to watch people like push a cube, right?
Yeah,
Not necessarily, Lance. A lot of people I see this is like their sports, like they don't watch baseball or football or anything. They watch people play board games. Yeah, I found when I was doing it, it was half like trying to learn the game and half just watching and then criticizing you. Yeah.
Interesting. Hey,
I mean, I think the biggest channel was Geek and Sundry playing reruns. Like, okay, you can't.
I'm
even
sorry,
get
I dropped
the
out for a
viewers
second. What's happening?
I was talking about Extra Life live stream.
hey, Scott. Random question: have you talked to Mark Needlinger lately?
Just not about anything real.
Okay, because I've tried to call him the last couple days, and he apparently doesn't accept my phone calls anymore.
Don't blame him.
Don't blame him.
Don't blame him.
Well, you're up, baby. I could do something for you.
Hey Pete, did you talk to your boss about the thing of the stuff and the guy?
Let me make a note to do that. He's been on vacation for the last week, but I'll talk to him tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, you said he got back to work like this week or something.
Yeah, he came back today. Was his first day, but I forgot to talk to him today.
That's fine. I'll say this: of the games I picked up in Essen, Maracaibo is good, if a bit dry, but it's still quite good. I've enjoyed Game Set Match, tennis game, fantastic. I enjoyed Era of Tribes is exactly what I thought it was going to be, and that is awesome. And I played. Technically, it wasn't an Essen release, but I played Irish Gauge, and that was a very, very good, lighter train game, and I enjoyed it a lot. So,
Richard, do you have Maracaibo yet?
Nope.
Crap.
Nope. What's it? Capstone? Is it Capstone, right? Yeah, they said they wouldn't be sending me the stuff until late November, early December. So I probably won't be filming it till maybe Christmas time.
See, all this crap I want to see, and nobody's doing any videos on it. It's getting on my nerves.
If they would have sent it to me, yeah, I would have already had it up by now.
I figured.
But now that I don't go to Eston anymore, I am low man on the totem pole.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yep, Maracaibo, Cooper Island, I desperately want to cover those, but you'll have to wait.
Cooper's got a little bit of mean spiritedness to it, though.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was just about building your own little mountain and stuff.
Yeah, but there's you can dick with people a little bit, which I enjoyed.
Oh.
I mean, you don't have to succeed. You can Care Bear it up. So I don't. Be at ease, Richard.
Are you guys going to play the new Democker?
No.
I will. Supposedly it's weird. It's like they had it for sale at like a limited number of copies. They had it for sale at BGG, which was cool. But
we got like 100 copies.
Yeah. And it's so weird. It's like normally, like if like 100 copies of that showed up at Gen Con and 4 Kickstarter backers got theirs, I mean, people would always just lose their minds. But nobody seemed to care. Nobody even like.
Oh, but we haven't
really...
shipped it yet. We're just doing
what?
We're just doing pre-orders. We haven't shipped it yet.
What do you mean?
It's the same timetable as Spielworks. I mean, they're from Spielworks. I mean, it's not. I don't think anybody gets them any earlier than anybody else.
Yeah. Well, where's my copy? I backed it.
Well, I don't know. I don't have mine either.
You're too busy taking stupid pictures.
What about
taking care of your job?
What do you guys think? Thrones of Allegoria went way under the radar.
Which one?
Throne of Allegoria.
Oh yeah, I picked up my copy.
Robin Lee's. Remember he come on the show?
And it got picked up by Game Brewer.
Right. By the way, the Game Brewer beer was quite amazing for €2 or €3 or whatever it was.
Yeah, I was having fun. I would go over and Aaron Wolf, a guy I used to work with at TMG. I would wander over there. He'd almost always have like a schooner. He'd go over and buy one, and I'd walk over and I'd just take it and drink it.
Schooner.
What?
You drank from his schooner?
No, I would just take a schooner and I just start drinking the beer and he'd go, oh hey, a pretty good beer. Yeah, it's like you should get some. I do have some. And he was like, wait, is that mine? I was like, yeah, just like because he's like working with him. He's like the biggest germaphobe in the world. It's so weird. And so he would just I'd go and buy him one, But I mean, so that just became a running gag. I was like, I got to go to Hall 4. Wander by. Aaron's beer is on the counter. I walk by, I just grab it, just walk by. And
did you see the booth with Boris bees and boomerangs?
Yes.
What was that?
So great.
Boris the pig,
bees and boomerangs. It was this art project. It looked like an art project to me.
Mm-hmm.
Or a pair, who would buy a booth at Essen to fill it with nothing? I mean, it had to. I think Mertz Verlag was in on it, right? To give a booth for an art project.
Yeah, maybe
because it was like a 2 meter by or a 3 meter, 6 meter by 3 meter. It was a big booth. So it had one table. It said reserved, and then there were signs all over. It said we're sold out. Sold out. We'll be back later. This table's reserved for Boris. The boomerang. We'll be back later. Like what? Oh. And then there's all these little notes about how the bees drove them crazy during playtesting, so they stopped production. And it was all these little joke things throughout, like pasted up all over the booth.
So here's the weird deal, and Scott, you didn't hear me say this, but I had, admittedly, after being to like Gen Con for like the last 7 or 8 years and all the other conventions I'd been to, like I had this like status of Essen as far as the number of people and how crazy it was and everything like that I thought it was going to be, and it just wasn't. I mean, it was still really cool, and I thought it was awesome to be there, but like, and I'm glad I went. But I mean, for me, it was just kind of like if you taken the Gen Con exhibit hall and just cut it up into fifths, and just I don't know. It was really, really cool. But I mean, I sound like an a-hole here, but I mean, I'm just like, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, it was beyond the beyond as far as the experience,
Oh yeah, I agree. I wouldn't call Essen Spiel the mecca that all board game
You guys are crazy.
must travel to at some point in their life.
Gen Con had 300 games. Essen had almost 1,200.
Yeah,
you guys are crazy.
Yeah, and to buy a bunch of games.
It had so many great games. It had so many great games that Scott, that you instead were sitting in your thing taking pictures of fake butts. So that's how much you love the games at Essen.
He's got a point.
Yeah, I give no shits about the games anymore.
So, Lance, do you think it was a matter where they walked the halls all day, where through by the game? So, do you feel like?
I think you're breaking up, Barry.
Yeah, well, I for me, I think what it is that I saw way more families, obviously, and that's just to be expected. I saw way more, I mean, I never saw anybody like racing, right? I never saw anybody like, oh yeah, I gotta get there and get the game. Nobody was ever like.
Go look at the video of when they open the doors.
I know, but see, I went through the other door. I went through like the door of the exhibitor.
You were an hour early, weren't you?
But I mean, there was nothing. But like everybody else was in that back door, and there was like the thousands of people standing around. And
did you see the picture of the room where they filled the entire hall full of people?
Yes, I saw that.
How dangerous! I was thinking like, if that happened in America, there would be some kind of fire marshal or something shutting the place down. That was ridiculous.
No, you were so worried.
5,000 people in one room.
So.
Oh yes, that's all I cared about the entire time.
Don't you huff and puff at me there.
You dish it out, but you can't take it.
Can you not tell I'm dishing it out to you right now?
Yes, I can tell.
Yeah, and you're the one who's just like
taking it and taking it and taking it. I had one thing on you, a funny picture.
That's
you wouldn't even put it up.
The dynamic between us is you take, I give. That's the dynamic. So just know your role. Stay in your lane.
Lance, I'm sorry, not Lance. Anyway, Aldi, will you just switch back to YouTube and stop with the stupid twitching? It's just not good for anybody.
But I mean,
now that they've clearly shown preference to Asmodee over you, because they'll put them on the front page, but not you. Just come back to YouTube so we can frickin' pause and rewind.
Yeah, I'll talk it over.
All right. I've done what I could.
Yeah, I guess.
It used to be on YouTube, and I used to watch. Because basically, I come on. Okay, they're in the middle of something. I'll just jump back 3 hours, and then I'll just play it at 2x speed. And if it's a game I'm not interested in, I'll just skip over it. And it was awesome. You can't do any of that with Twitch. Twitch sucks so bad.
Yeah.
Is Twitch easier to run, Aldi?
Yeah, it's no different.
No.
I mean, Twitch has some interesting tools, right? Like they have the chat bot. They have you can edit your page and put your schedule up and put pictures and stuff and links, and then you get money. You get subscribers.
Well, I mean, it's pretty common these days. Pretty much every YouTube live feed I see anywhere, I'm just constantly seeing people dropping 10, 15, $20 on those super chats. They are super common now.
I guess it depends on the type of channel it is. I don't know. Maybe BGG hasn't really tapped into that.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you have at any given time several hundred people watching. And if you were to set yourself up for, hey, you know what? We will respond to super chats, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. But before Stephen Bonacore, before you leave, were there any super chats that came in for Stephen? You'll make money.
I mean, it's not about making money, right? It's just about the potential.
It's about covering costs.
Yeah.
So I just googled the worth of web of Asmodee.com.
Uh-oh.
Okay, and so first of all, Aldi, 80.5 million. Really?
What happened, Ollie?
Really?
He was sick.
Oh, okay. So I want a roundtable discussion here. Without going to worth of web, I want you guys. Asmodee.com. Price is Right rules are in effect. So closest without going over.
What was all again for reference?
What?
What is Board Game Geek as a reference again?
80.5 million was
all right.
So, and this is, to be fair, because if you Google it, it is corporate.asmodee.com, which Asmodee.com redirects you to. So if you type in asmodee.com, it sends you to corporate .asmodee.com.
I would assume.
I would say $5,000.
Wait, whoa. We're gonna go around. We're gonna go around. This is like as I said, this is Price is Right rules are in effect. So Peter.
Yes.
Welcome to the game show. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Come on down.
I'm single and ready to mingle.
Excellent. So, Asmodee.com, which redirects to corporate.asmodee.com, worthofweb.com, our glorious sponsor. What would you say that website is worth?
Just the website.
Well, yeah, according to worthofweb.com,
I'm gonna guess $200 million.
$200 million is our first wager. Barry, with no last name.
Yes.
Where are you from, Barry? Nova Scotia. Oh, does it get cold up there in the winter?
No, it's not
All
like
right.
Minnesota.
I understand. So, Asmodee.com, which once again redirects itself to corporate.asmodee.com. According to our fabulous sponsor, worthofweb.com, what would you say that website is worth?
I'm going to say 300 million.
$300.
300 million.
Or 300 million.
Yeah.
300 million is your bet? Keith Collins, the
I'll
Invisible
go
Man.
last.
Well, I believe on my screen, Aldi is next.
Well, I got Keith on mine, so.
All
I'll
right.
go last.
No, you don't get to go
He
last.
went over to the left.
Aldi gets to go last. Keith Collins, the Invisible Man. Oh, there he is.
Oh, let's go with $850,000.
$850,000. We got a lowball offer of $850,000. We go now to our last week's champion, Rado.
I'm gonna go. I would say probably 15 million.
$15 million. And now we go to the $80.5 million man who lost $5.5 million due to a recent scandal with some pictures that got uploaded. What would you say the value
We're
of
playing Price is Right rules?
Price is Right rules?
What those rules are?
You're doing $1, aren't you, Aldi?
He's gonna go $1.
Give it. That's what I
Yeah,
want.
whoever's closest.
I'll
to
take
that,
5,000. That might be too high.
All right, so and the actual Worth of Web. Thank you, our sponsor, worthofweb.com. Sponsor the worth of Asmodee.com, which redirects to corporate.asmodee.com, is $21,703.
Good job, Keith. I was going to go low, but then Keith went low. I figured I had to go up.
So yeah, $21,000.
I would assume that's based on how many hits they get, and they can't get very
They don't
many
have
hits.
any advertising. They're low traffic and no ads.
Exactly, yeah.
So they're not worth squat.
Yep.
I was being generous when I went in the hundreds.
Damn you! Because that's where I was going to go. I was going to go oh well.
I wanted to go with the $1, but I'd get a $2.
So yeah, that's a little bit surprising to me, but yeah, I understand.
I mean, it's not the value of the company.
Well, yeah. Worth of company.
Worthofcompany.com.
We'd be in
Yeah.
the billions.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, what good would owning Asmodee.com be to anybody other than Asmodee.com? They're not making any money off that site.
So the interesting thing is that if you had just random guess, how much is Kickstarter.com worth?
Oh, it's pretty high.
1.6 billion.
Yeah.
You're over, Pete. Just so you know.
150 million.
The game is just
$568 million. Kickstarter.com.
568 million. And that's worth of web.com again?
Worthofweb.com.
All right.
Our sponsor, Worthofweb.com.
I mean, they're just taking a list away,
right?
And scaling it.
So
look at worthofweb.com, which I've never been to.
So Scott, does
meaningless.
Twitch bring in more traffic than YouTube?
It does, which is surprising, right?
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, YouTube
wasn't
probably
sure.
brings more long-term
We have
traffic,
like
but
so.
Twitch probably brings more live traffic.
I mean, let me look at my
Right.
followers real quick. There's
Wait,
like
I didn't hear Barry's question. What was the question?
Which brings more traffic, YouTube or Twitch?
Oh, yes. Answer the question.
Twitch.
Don't wait for the translation. Answer the question.
So where's my stats? I don't know. The Twitch site.
I figured it would because video games is.
If we're
much,
talking about
much bigger
live
than-
shows, Twitch, right? I mean, obviously, there's no comparison. We don't do live shows. Well, we do some live shows on YouTube, and when those go live, we have maybe like under 100 viewers. Whereas Twitch will get like 500, 600 viewers like simultaneously.
With the same level of advertising, which is to say, basically posting on Board Game Geek News that, hey, here's our schedule, here's when we'll be live.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all you guys do.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, we do have like a module that turns on. We have 8,683 followers on Twitch.
how many?
8,683. So that's like when we go live, those guys get notified, right? Like by email or text or whatever it does.
Oh, I
Right?
see.
It'll it'll pop up like a little notice on your phone when you go live.
All right. When Scott goes live, I get a notice.
Or BGG goes live. I don't know. It's a double-edged sword. I mean, I'm looking at our subscribers right now, and it's pretty like. I mean, it's not non-zero, but it's not anything to write home about.
So do those people have to pay to subscribe, or is it free?
Yeah, you minimally have to pay $5 a month.
No, I use my Amazon Prime.
If you use Amazon Prime, then we will get half of the $5, which is $3.50.
Well, you only get $2.50 from me.
You could follow for free though.
That's any subscriber, right? Like you only get half. Like unless who knows? I don't know. I don't know anything more than what I know, but theoretically, the channel gets half of what the subscriber counts are, right? Like, so if they give you $10 a month for subscriber, because you can have like 5, 10, 20, 50, whatever, like per month, you get half that, the channel maker.
Okay, well, you got to do what you got to do. And you got to make it worth your while.
Gotta do.
I'll just wait until they eventually show up dripping over the next.
Well, they started going out on the Board Game Geek Express channel.
I know. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I've got at any given time a half a dozen things in my queue to watch.
It's super frustrating too, because I watched the Asmodee stream and I watched the Essen stream. Like the Mertz Verlag did a stream out of their booth this year. I don't know if you saw any of that. They never dropped one time. Like they're bad. You know, we dropped like multiple times.
Were you on the same system?
I paid shitload of money for internet, so I don't know.
Did you get it through Merch Verlag?
You get it through the Mesa, which is the convention center.
Okay, and as did they?
I assume so.
Yeah, because I'm sure you saw that was probably the single most amazing thing that came out of the show was those things they had for YouTubers to just go and grab an hour's time in these nice little pre-made booths with tons of camera and cameramen doing more
I went over and looked at their setup. It was a full production studio with.
I know it was insane.
It was quite spectacular.
I mean, yeah, anybody could walk up and have production value as good as tabletop.
Yeah, it made me feel quite inferior, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So part of me is like, and I hate to say this out loud, like, where are we going?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I? And I know this is like sort of introspective and like, don't feel sorry for me or anything. We have a great time doing it. The team is amazing. Everything is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But like when I see things like that, why are we bothering? You know what I mean? Like we're a foreign power coming through, a foreign entity. We have to bring all of our stuff from America.
Oh God, yeah.
It's a huge amount of effort.
I can't even imagine.
Time, money, everything. And then they've got it set up. You know, they're local. Like Mertz Verlag is Bonn, which is basically a half an hour or 45 minutes away. Asmodee, you know, resources fast. I don't know. I felt a little. I don't want to say
I was especially surprised by that setup as well because, I only became aware of it because I subscribed to what's her name, Ella. Ella Loves Board Games. It's one of the channels, and the stuff that they filmed appeared on her channel, not on some Mesa spiel. So she must have gone there, logged in as herself, and I mean because all that stuff just went directly to her channel. It was amazing to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the first thing I've seen in quite a while that makes me think, yeah, maybe I should go back to Essen just to use those booths because that was really impressive.
I don't think anyone could just use it.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you had to. I mean, I'm just wondering.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they would. I'm sure they would love to have you. Like, I don't know. We decided from the get go, and by the way, this is our 10th year of streaming.
Yeah.
When they say first streams ever from Essen, I'm like, maybe
exactly.
that is like a slap to me. I mean, I don't understand that. Like, I don't know who wrote that press stuff. They don't know their effect on me. But anyway, you got me, guys.
Yep.
It's almost like they don't care, right? Like, I mean.
Well, did they talk to you about it at all?
Who?
Whoever it is, the organizers. I mean, to like do a kind of partnership.
I don't want to talk about anything.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't know. There's nothing to be said. Let's just say. There's nothing bad to be said. There's nothing good to be said.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We pay our money. We go to Essen. We show up. We do our booth. We set up our stuff. We do our thing.
Yep.
We recorded 300 games.
Yeah. No,
it's one game an hour, right? I mean, it's a different thing. I don't know. It's frustrating.
Could you? Do you get a lot of you?
Oh, sorry. Go on.
Do you get a lot of European traffic for BGG? Aldi?
Almost half is
with the live stream.
Foreign.
Is it?
Half is America, half is foreign. Mostly UK. Then Germany, then France, then Australia. Those are the big ones.
Yep.
Yeah. Best pizza in the city. I don't know. It's sort of frustrating. I mean, here's the deal: the publishers support us. They do all their stuff. We get our games for BGGCon. I shouldn't feel negative about it, but for some reason this year I felt a little bit because of the non-support we had from anybody except for publishers, which is fine. I'm just sort of like weighing the.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, basically your competition now.
Right. Like, so they put us in competition. I'm like, okay, so Asmodee Stream has like, thousands of viewers on Twitch. They're getting the front page of Twitch. They obviously have some sort of agreement.
Yeah.
We do BGG. We get the games for BGGCon, which is great. It's just something it's food for thought about whether or not we continue.
Yeah. Yeah. Or continue
at a
smaller.
I guess
ambition level.
What's that?
Or continue with a smaller ambition level. I suppose.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll weigh it over the year.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll be fine next year by the time, I mean, there's 1,200 games. We covered 300, right? Like, we didn't even scratch our waiting list was like at least 100 long. Like, we could run another whole stream simultaneously and still not cover everything. Like, we had 100 people waiting on the waiting list to get a little fraction of 5 minutes of time.
Then time to double the ambition.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. get another crew.
Yeah, I mean,
All right,
That's a lot
folks,
of
I'm
money,
going to
though.
bed. I'll see you later.
what's up?
See you,
All right,
Keith.
I
All
gotta
right,
go to bed.
see you, man.
But see you next week.
I'll probably see you at BGG because I probably
And
won't.
then-
Be here.
All right.
I'll be in deep in BGG world.
Yep. See you
BGG
then.
con prep.
All right. Night, night.
Take it easy, man.
See.
Actually, isn't it possible to stream to Twitch and YouTube at the same time?
Yeah, I mean, I've thought about that because basically, like, the bandwidth would be okay because we were using. So we prepaid for 25 megabit, of which you only really use like 4 or 5 for HD up.
Oh, really?
You theoretically could have. So yeah, we could do it to both.
Well, there would be an ambition increase to give you a new challenge, a new mountain to climb, and then I'd stop bitching, and that's really what it's all about.
Yeah,
It's all about Richard.
it's all about you.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's I don't know. It's just a little nagging feeling I had after this year of seeing some of the other things happening. But just fine. We have
curious.
BGG Con coming. We got 600 games coming.
Yeah.
I think we shipped back 1,000 games. We shipped back 5 pallets. So that's gonna be awesome. Like we get to play all the newest stuff really like right away.
Yeah.
You'll be getting your own container soon.
It's getting close. But the thing is we have to airship it, right? So we can't containers only.
Wow.
I'm curious.
Do they airship containers? I don't think so. Oh, maybe there's something out there that would, but I mean, I don't know how many pallets on a container, but
Actually, I'm curious. Does having Rodney as part of the live stream, does that help bump up viewership at all? And if it doesn't, are you not doing yourself a favor by promoting him more as like? I mean, he's your celebrity.
Sure.
Yeah.
In what way would I promote it more? Like it's
all
over the place.
You know, I
He tweets
first of
it
all,
out.
not let him get out of the seat and
Wow.
pretty much have to do the whole thing.
Yeah, that's a bit much for one person.
Chain of
Honestly, like, you're tapped after 2 hours, Richard. Like,
oh, I bet. Yeah. Well,
if you're speed gaming, like speed doing demos for 2 hours, your brain is like mush after 2 hours. So what we do is we rotate Chaz, we rotate Rodney, we rotate Eric, we rotate Beth.
mm-hmm.
And then people do the production side where they push the buttons.
Yeah.
So it's like 2 hour, like kind of rotating shift, and then you have 2 hours off.
Okay.
And it's a 10-hour day at Essen, which sucks. Essen goes till 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, by the time we're done, we wrap up. We're out of there by 8. We walk back to the hotel at like 8:15, 8:30. We go eat, and we're done. Like that's the day. And then you wake up at 6 a.m. the next day and repeat. Yeah. Actually, Kabuki has a point. If you put monetization on Twitch, you can't dual stream. It's they require like a like a 24-hour exclusivity on their stuff.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
I have to read the rules again.
Girly Gamer or Nerfenstein suggests just fly out Deborah Ann Ball now that she's pretty much a permanent co-host on game night.
On game night, yeah, she's like been there a lot of times. I'm surprised. I guess she likes them.
If I ever get down to
Just
the show, I want her on the show just so I can geek out with Karen Page.
Yeah, and I've not met her yet. Like I haven't met her face to face. I've only talked to her through Skype, but she's awesome. Yeah, I think her views. I think her. I don't analyze stats that much to like decide like, oh, does this person bring in more views? Like I don't really look at it.
Yeah, you gotta get one of your underlings.
Your views, Richard. Do you like look at what like gets you more views or?
No, I should.
Yeah,
but I don't.
Because there's definitely a science to the YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there is.
Sometimes I get contacted by people saying, "Look, we can do all this for you, and we'll double your viewership, and just all we need is a slice." It's just
we'll send our platform to watch your channel.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that exists. It's like it has to be.
What's that?
Like there's stuff out there. I'm like, who is watching this? And like to get millions and millions of views, there has to be bot farms. Out there.
Oh. I wonder.
There is.
I wonder. YouTube's getting really restricted. Like I heard a lot of the history YouTube channels are getting certain videos are getting demonetized because of certain content that happened in history. You know, whether it be racist stuff or whatever. Yeah,
Should, right?
yeah. So they're
PewDiePie-
like shutting down those
PewDiePie
videos.
Demonetized.
Well, it's not shut down. It's just that because the algorithms for YouTube recognize, oh, you talked about Nazis. No advertiser wants to be on this video, so the individual video just doesn't get any ad clicks, right? I mean, that's what happens.
Yeah.
And you know, people who do political shows, they have to be really, really careful about what they say because there's certain phrases they'll just instantly flag them. They're okay, boom, we made nothing off of this now because we said that.
All the war game videos get demonetized for us. Whatever. It's keywords, right?
Yeah. I suppose.
I don't know much. We did invite Deborah to BGGCon, by the way.
Oh, you did?
She declined.
Is she coming?
I don't think she's a con person.
She's a celebrity.
That doesn't mean she goes to cons.
Yeah, but that's a whole different world, Richard. I mean,
I suppose so. But I mean,
although I think BGGCon is quite good for her. It's a small con, right? It's compared to the big stuff.
Yeah.
I'll try again for spring. We'll see.
Yep.
Yeah, it's smaller.
We have a star-studded year. We have a star-studded year this year. It's pretty great. We have a lot of people. Here's the thing. It's our 20th anniversary next year. It's a big con, new location. Got a lot of special guests. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh, so you're saying for the one in a couple weeks?
Yeah, for this one.
So this one is your official 20-year?
No, next year is 20 year.
Okay.
20 years. So BGG started in January 2000. So next year is the 20th year anniversary.
Okay.
But it's our new location, so we sort of blew out the special guest budget, let's say. So we've got Elizabeth Hargrave, yourself, Eric Lang, Matt Leacock.
But you're talking in a couple weeks, right?
Ellie North Adams, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Martin Wallace, Alan Moon. I'm probably forgetting some. I know I'm forgetting some.
Am I a special guest again? Do you need me to do something?
You're on a special guest yeah. Well, if you want to go to we'll do the special guest. We're doing like a giant special guest panel of all the special guests at once.
Oh, okay, cool.
So we'll just do some weird random who knows what.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you are special.
Richard, what do you get out of the cons, Richard?
What do I get out of the
cons?
Meeting the people.
Playing.
I mostly just want to play games with my wife. I'm happy to do that staying home. The only reason I went to Essen when I lived in Europe was so that I could get games. That was the only reason.
Yeah.
I as cool as I think Board Game Geek and Dice Tower Con is, I wouldn't be going if they weren't flying me out.
Right.
But just because it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
As all
I watched you at spring.
I can imagine how much work it is for him. But it's
I watched you at spring. And played all day and with anyone who came by.
Yeah. Well, that is what I've discovered is by far the easiest way for me to do it. Before, actually, I just wander around. And I had no idea what to do. I am actually much happier now. I'll just park my ass where everybody can find me. And if anyone wants to come by and play a game, we'll play a game. Great. And if not, I'll just read some rules and sooner or later somebody will come by and play a game. And that is the least amount of pressure. And so that's what I did at spring, and it worked out great. And that's what I did at Dice Tower as well. And that's what I'm going to do, except whenever you need me to go anywhere and do anything, I'll be happy to do that. So,
we run a pretty light special guests agenda. Like if you wanted to do anything, we would set it up. But
okay. Well, no, I remember a few years when I was still living in Malta and I came out. You had us on, me and Lance on the dual and game show panels and stuff like that.
Right.
That was all fun.
We'll probably do that again.
Okay. Is Rich Summer coming?
No, Rich he's got a job again, so he can't do it.
Oh, well, he is working out.
Road, Rich. I already gave him much crap.
That's a shame. I'm sure Jen would love to meet him because she's a big fan of his from Elementary.
Oh, Elementary?
Which I'm sure she would be the first one to like, oh my God, I love you on Elementary.
Has she been watching the new show?
What's the
The
new
one on
one?
Netflix, The Blind Girl. What is the name of that show?
Dark
know.
or
I'll find it. Hold on. It's a
In
new
the
show
Dark,
that
I
came
think.
out. He's like a cop, or he is a cop, detective.
Rich Summers playing a detective?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched a couple.
In the Dark,
Couple.
it's called.
In the Dark.
No, I must have missed that entirely.
It's a blind woman who witnesses a murder. I don't know. I only watched a couple episodes, so I don't know the full premise of it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's friends with someone who was murdered, maybe,
Okay.
but she's blind. And
Is
she's
he a regular? Or is
Yeah, he's a regular.
13 or 14 episodes? Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, he's a regular. I hope he's not the bad guy. I like the. Have you seen the movie?
Yeah.
What was the movie he was in? Just recently. I can't remember the name of it. I'll find it.
Recently?
Well, he plays a con man.
Oh, he's on Glow. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Oh, you haven't seen that?
Nope.
Oh,
There's just there's too much TV to watch now. It's just so insane.
It is.
He's on Glow. He's very unlikable. That's why I'm like, he's on everything where he's unlikable. Like he's on LOVE, Love, as well. He's like the ex-boyfriend. Terribly unlikable. He's very unlikable on Glow. Cheats on his wife, first episode.
It happens.
What is the name of that movie? Where'd it go?
Come on, Nudge. I thought cats were supposed to be silent. Why does he snore?
Crooked Somebody. Is that it? Crooked Somebody? Crooked Somebody? Yes, he's a psychic. Fake psychic.
Oh.
And it's
Crooked
pretty good.
Somebody.
Of course, the worst on it.
Oh, is he the lead?
I have not met Matt Stone. I met Trey Parker.
What?
Trey Parker came to Gen Con last.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, he
I got to meet him
he hung
too.
out with us a little bit. It was fun.
Yeah, he came by our
Oh my
booth.
God, he's a hardcore gamer. He's into it deep.
Yeah, he wanted to see Tabaru. He went and did a thing at Tabaru. He was all excited about it.
He was excited about what?
Tabaru, the digital platform thing we're
Oh,
working.
right. Of course. Yes.
Yeah, he came over and tried that out. He was super geeked about it. I didn't realize he was that big a gamer.
Oh,
I knew they liked board games because they flashed him on South Park before, but I had no idea he was that into the hobby.
Yeah, he's deep. He's in deep. I asked him, like, what do you like to play? He's like, well, what's your favorite game? He's like, everything. Everything.
Yeah. What must it be like to be richer than God and all you want to do is play board games?
Well,
I'm sure it's
you get to
escape
fly your private plane to the convention.
Yeah. That's
right?
a start.
Like, yeah, leave when you want to leave. Carry back all your games in the plane.
Inconceivable.
Yep.
Life doesn't suck when you're at that level.
Worth 500 million, half a bill.
Probably at least,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's a good guy. He may be on game night, maybe.
Oh wow.
He's busy. He's a busy guy though.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, you have to catch him when they're not
We have to
filming.
catch him when he's not working. He's a workaholic. I mean, from what I understand.
Uh-huh.
He is working like they have a crazy schedule.
Oh no, yeah. I remember seeing a documentary about how they make the show. It's
They put the show together in a week.
It like runs like a video game company. They don't start the production until it's like due. You know, like, oh, it's due tomorrow. We better start. You know, like that kind of. I mean, I'm sure it's more than that, but
yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
Totally video game world crunch.
Oh, that'd be pretty impressive.
All nighters and stuff.
Yeah, give it enough time. Maybe you'll become a clearinghouse for just every Hollywood person who likes board games. That'd be pretty cool.
Well, Lincoln lives in LA, so it's an easy drive. I mean, he lives in Woodland Hills.
Is he by them fires?
So they're pretty close to the fire, but like not that close. You know what I mean? Not close enough to evacuate.
Right. Yeah, I know that they postponed the premiere for their last Terminator because of that. So I'm
Very
assuming it's
possible.
pretty close to LA.
So weird thing, like a tornado hit Dallas while I was in Essen, and it fucked some
wow.
shit up.
Hmm.
One of our friends lost her house completely.
Oh wow.
It's a
Oh,
full
wow.
loss. Yeah, no one died, but
Is that
it turned everything into toothpicks up through its path. Man, it was crazy.
is that normal down there?
That's never happened in my entire
Is it,
30 years of living here.
I seen a hurricane or a tornado rather from a distance in Kansas once, and I was like 20 miles out. That was scary there. Yeah.
Yeah, and we don't have basements here, right? So you basically have to
Oh,
be
yeah.
in the house when it goes tumbling down on top of you.
Right.
I can't believe no one died. If you go look at Google the Dallas tornado damage, you're like, what? How did anybody not die?
Hmm.
Like, shit's turned upside down.
Well, it's good to be affluent in an affluent city.
Oh, you mean
Yeah.
there's no trailer park? Well, it hit a pretty affluent neighborhood.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yes,
But
brick structures and
yeah.
stone, and not going to push it around like it would if it had hit a middle class or lower class neighborhood where you're dealing with wood construction.
okay, let's leave and go spend the night at a hotel.
Was
Sure.
there a warning? I mean, would they even
There
look for
was,
it down there?
So we were in Germany, or we were in London at the time, and Michelle's phone was on airplane mode, so it didn't know its new
She
location.
was.
So
Oh
it
my!
was up to Dallas, but it was on Wi-Fi, so it was getting the alerts, and we were like, "What the hell is going on?" Like, we're getting tornado warnings in London. Then the alarm went off, tornado alarm alerts thing. I'm like, what is going on? And I looked online. I'm like, holy shit, there's a fucking tornado going nearby our neighborhood.
Wow.
I mean, not that close, but Dallas is not a huge city.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
just first. There'll be more now.
Yeah.
Yeah, not looking forward to that.
Like I said, they're scary.
I feel like we ended on a negative note. I should say Essen was awesome. We covered so many games. I was super happy.
I saw
Clarify.
Jojo Rabbit. Did you hear about this movie?
Yes.
The
Yeah.
White Tiki. I can never remember.
Taika
his name.
Waititi.
The guy who did, he did Thor Ragnarok and
Oh yeah, is that about the young Hitler?
No, it's about a young
No.
a Nazi youth who I believe the imaginary best friend Hitler or something like that.
Right.
yeah, it was a pretty interesting way about handling a dark subject. Yeah.
That one-
There's a lot of humor, which
Is it
I
out
found
now?
kind of weird. What's that?
Is it out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to see that.
It threw me off, though. The music kind of threw me off because, like Rado said, it's about a boy in a Hitler youth camp. But the opening song was the Beatles. What the hell was this song? I can't remember now. But after looking back on it, I realized he was trying to show it was like Beatlemania, this Hitler, the Nazi movement over Germany at the time. But yeah, the opening song threw me off. But it was a pretty interesting movie.
Now I want to see it.
Yes, I'm excited to see it.
I watched a interesting movie on the plane called The Art of Self-Defense. You guys heard of that one?
No.
It's with
With
Jesse Eisenberg.
Nebuchadnezzar kid, who's no longer a kid from
Social Network?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Jesse Eisenberg.
Yes, thank you.
It's great. I loved every minute of it. It's so good. You got to watch it.
Yep. Yeah, it is on the list as well. Too much stuff. Too much.
It's kind of dark. It's a dark comedy for sure. I mean, it's got some.
So, what game should I be most excited about playing at BGG?
The Crew.
What was that?
The Crew. Die Crew. DIE.
The Crew?
The Crew. Cooperative trick taking game.
Oh. Oh, well, actually, trick taking games are well. No, I guess team based isn't really cooperative. It's kind of cooperative.
So they've created like a communication system in the game to like do the tricks. It's kind of cool. I have not played it yet. I've watched it played.
Okay.
And there's 50 missions in the book. I don't know. Like it's all in German, but I print out the translation.
Oh wow.
It's like a sci-fi astronauts weird thing in space.
How did I miss this?
Exactly. People come up to me like, "Have you tried the crew yet? You tried the crew yet?" I'm like, "No, I never even heard of it."
Yeah, this was not in the preview.
The preview. No.
There's just too much coming out. It's hard to get everything.
Yeah.
It may have got added after we did our preview thing.
No, I did another one the week after. It's not in the preview.
Mm.
Oh, it came out.
Huh. Why did I ignore it?
I grabbed 4 copies, so I'll earmark one for you if you're interested.
Yeah.
It's 2 to 5 cooperative.
Yeah. No, I'm very interested. Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, that goes on the list. Then what else?
Soviet Kitchen. Are you ready around when we're talking about that?
Oh yeah, that's the. I remember looking at that. That was on the preview from Eric.
Yeah. I pre-ordered it.
It's kind of a party-ish game, isn't it? About goulash or something.
You're trying to make food that doesn't kill, like the KGB or whatever, like the bad guys, Mother Russia.
Okay.
So you're trying to survive the turn or whatever, like without poisoning or irradiating the people who eat the food.
Okay. All right.
It says each time you send a guest to the hospital, you lose a life and 1 card from each player's hand. So basically, you die if you poison somebody.
Okay.
I guess there's like some tactical thing where you have to play the poison stuff at the right time. I have not played that one yet either, but I'm gonna put it at the top priority
Because of what others have told you. Well,
yeah,
then what
people are like, it's amazing. Oh, and also Efka bought me a game. God, what was it called? It looked so bad, and he's like, "It's terrible, but it's so fun." What was it called? Let me see if he's tweeted about it.
Well,
I'll find it. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm waiting.
I'm waiting. Did he tweet about it?
Come on, Nush.
I want to play the Marvel game.
Yeah, it's good. So good.
The what game? The Marvel game?
Champions, the LCG.
Oh, Marvel game. Oh, yes, it is very good.
It's very good. They took a lot. They took like the best parts of Arkham and Lord of the Rings, and
yeah, it's almost perfect.
It really is. I mean, I'm a homer for the IP, so it's kind of hard for me to give an unbiased opinion. But on a pure mechanic standpoint, it's the best LCG I've played, and I'm a diehard L5R player, and it runs circles around that game. So
I agree with everything you just said. It's so good. I would like it almost as much if it was DC instead of Marvel.
It's sad to say you're right. Even though I'm not a big DC fan, that the mechanics alone, you could almost put any IP on it, superhero IP on it, and I would probably dig the game.
Yeah,
it plays so smooth, and what they've got coming down the pipeline with the campaign scenario packs and stuff like that.
Isn't that stuff going to be there, Aldi?
Which one?
Are they bringing Green Goblin or Captain America?
They're coming. So
Green Goblin comes out December, and they push back Cap to January because of the delayed release date. So they'll probably be demoing it if they have a booth.
Probably demo it. Yeah, I would think so. Or I would think so.
Mm-hmm.
I can't find that game.
Then
production value was really, really bad. But where is it? It sounded fun. It was sort of like an advanced hoity-toity or Adele Verpflichtig. How do you say that word? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You ever played 2020?
No. Oh no. I played whatever the other version of it was.
No.
Isn't it Battle Line?
No. So it's where you either go to the auction house or you go rob the estate. Like you choose which one you want to do.
What am I thinking of then?
I don't know.
Battle Line was something else, wasn't it?
Oh, Battle Line and sure chat will help us out.
They usually do.
They have yet to
Oh,
do
you know what's very, very good?
Shot and Totten.
Shot and Totten.
What Battle Line used to be.
Copenhagen Rolling Right. Fantastic.
Yeah, that is really good.
It is real good. It's better than Copenhagen, in my opinion. Like the base.
Oh.
Yeah.
I haven't played it, but Copenhagen was very good.
Copenhagen Rolling Right is better.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would really like to play that. I was bummed when they didn't contact me about it when it was on Kickstarter to cover. But oh well. Too much to cover anyway.
Well, yeah. I can't find that game. It's something dumb. I'll make like a little satchel of games that I'll just carry around and play with people.
Well, you can just hang out at Jen's booth with me.
Yeah.
The whole time.
I know. We actually got to play a game. Like I didn't play that much at BGG Spring.
Yeah.
But we got a full game of Tiefenthal in, right?
And 2 games of
oh yeah, and the pandemic game.
Yep. So you'll have to
I need to make a booth and just hang out at the booth.
This is what I'm saying. This is the best thing you can do with these.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
The booth.
Yeah.
The booth.
Just
I'm coming out of the booth.
And don't leave. And we'll have a great time.
Aldi got the reference.
Oh, I didn't. What was it? The booth?
What? Do it again.
When you remember, he goes, that's it. I'm coming out of the booth. That was it was an old Adam Sandler bit.
Oh,
Toll Booth Willie or something like that. Indeed.
Yes. It would seem that the energy is dropping.
Yeah, it is. It's.
Right.
I mean,
it's 1 a.m. for me here. I'm getting pretty tired.
Yeah.
And I mean, whatchamadick, even Kabuki has bowed out. She had I believe. Well, she mentioned that she might have to be an early night because of the fact that she was, yeah.
Whatever. Well, we have all fallen back, so perhaps there's still some adjustment.
I got to do it twice. Remember?
Indeed, you fell very far.
Yeah, for me, it made it. I had to get up at 4 a.m. instead of 3 a.m. Leaving Germany on Monday, after the show is the worst.
Well, stick around.
I don't want to. I'm so ready to leave when that show's over.
Yeah.
So is Taverns of Tiefenthal any good?
Yeah, I liked it. I've only played the basic.
I liked it. I don't. I think probably it's going to be one of those. What you always classify Euros as the. Yeah, I played it a couple times. I don't need to play it anymore. I've gotten everything I need out of it. I suspect that would be your response to it. Oh, and no. You would dismiss it out of hand completely because it's also a sizable portion of it is deck building.
Sure. I like the theme though.
Of Tavern
game
in Tiefenthal,
and I haven't even touched the expansion. There's like 8 expansions in the box,
and it's got dice.
Oh, that's true. I forgot. Yeah. Well, come by Aldi's in my booth where we just sit the whole time and play games. I'll play with you. Have a grand old time.
A grand old time.
Yeah.
Going Postal is the name of the game.
Huh.
Remember that horrible video game Postal?
Yes, that was the worst. With Gary Coleman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was it Gary Coleman in there?
He was in it.
Oh.
He was like an enemy or something.
Yeah, and it was just like you having the worst day possible, and you leave and
There's not even any pictures of Going Postal.
No, there are not.
One picture, a very boring one.
Is there? There's no pictures.
There's one.
Oh yes, you're right. Well,
not representative. So, Everything's simultaneous. You have 4 action. Everybody has the same 4 action cards. You start with 6 parcel delivery quota. There are 4 turns and 3 rounds in the game, and the game ends at the end of the 3rd round. In this game, as a postman, you have to deliver parcels to do your job, or else you are fired. However, you also have to obtain points. At the end of 3 rounds, if the 6 parcels are not delivered, you are fired from the job and lose the game. The winner by the end of 3 rounds is the one with the most points. This is a terrible description.
Everything about this is terrible.
But everybody who's played it loves it.
There's 1 comment and 4 ratings.
I know, but it was sort of like the bell of the ball of it.
It's not on a single geek list.
I know. It's crazy, right?
This game.
It's a super unknown game. Well, we're going to play it and see.
All right.
Unfortunately, it only plays 3. So,
well, I mean, that's the only way I'll ever get to play it then.
It was $10. It was €10.
It's from a first-time designer from Singapore.
Yep.
First-time publisher.
Yep.
And they can't be bothered to upload any pictures of their game or the box or anything. Oh, but they did. I mean, oh my God. I don't understand game publishers.
I mean, this is a foreign one, right? So I can't blame them.
Why can't you blame them?
I mean, do they know about BGG?
They decided they wanted to make a board game. They should.
Yeah, and they went to Essen.
If they want to go all the way to freaking Essen, they should.
They should.
Mediocre artwork, to say the least, hides a very enjoyable secret action selection game. Of course, you do not care whom you deliver your parcels to. Of course, you rather do not deliver any parcels at all, but just leaves notes, ring bells, and run. Of course, you win by receiving the most parcels from other players, just like in real life.
Okay.
Anybody, they were sort of like, oh yeah, it's terrible, but it's fun.
Okay,
it's terrible, but it's fun.
Sold.
I have a video, by the way, of people running in Essen.
Do people not run at Essen?
They do. People want to get to that booth. Oh my God! Did you drop by the X-Wing booth where they were selling things for 70% off?
No.
It was mad. Mad, I tell you. They were selling
mad
for 70%.
They're selling what?
Wow.
X-Wing.
Makes me almost wish I played X-Wing.
People were buying those big, giant, stupid ships for like $10.
Why do you think they were selling them so cheap?
Well, didn't they move to a 2nd edition?
They did.
So
that was probably all 1st edition stuff.
Yeah, it's all 1st edition stuff. Which, does that make the game any worse? Is it compatible?
No, it supposedly streamlined the rules and made it better.
Okay.
But you have to upgrade all your stuff to 2nd edition or rebuy the core set and stuff because it's got a whole new rule book and new cards and stuff.
Right.
So I've had X-Wing for a while. I've got all the Armada stuff, but not X-Wing.
So I walked by the back of the booth. They had a team of looked like about 8 people just opening boxes, cardboard boxes, opening boxes, putting stuff on the shelves, putting stuff. They were letting 5 people in at a time to go into their little store. It was mad. It was just crazy. I mean, the line was 100 people.
Wow.
Wow, indeed.
All right.
Yeah,
We're there. That's where we are.
We're rolling. We're rolling out.
About Essen.
Yeah, you got to keep this
We
show.
didn't even have a dinner.
What's that?
I heard a dog scratching at the door, and I had to use the restroom. So it happens.
That was your first mistake.
Yeah, don't eat.
Yeah, not on Wednesday.
Don't drink 2 hours prior to the show.
Yeah, it's like it's like swimming. All right, well, that was good though. I apologize to everybody who we didn't have a show for a while. It was just a perfect storm of stuff going on, plus Essen. So
sickness.
Yeah, sorry. I missed you that 1 week where you were the only one who showed up, and I was. If you could have held out for 5 more minutes, I would have made it.
I was 10 minutes too late. I popped on, and he already said goodbye.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was just like, it was just one of those weird storms where like, yeah, this like everybody assumed everybody else was gonna show up on time, and if I'm 20 minutes late, it's no big deal.
Yep.
Tragedy in the commons.
Exactly.
Oh, sure. Oh my gosh, I'm tired too. So, all right, well, yeah, enjoy your what have you, and next week we'll be right back at it. Of course, there'll be the BGG Con week where we won't have this, but
I will probably not be here next week.
oh, why? Too busy taking pictures of fake butts?
Yes.
Yeah,
might
that's what I'm
upgrade
gonna
your
do, man, all day.
Well,
That-
okay.
that's there, you know.
Website called buttpictures.com.
I'm pretty sure that's probably taken.
Yep.
Sure.
I'm just,
Don't
I'm
do
gonna
it.
just
Web it.
go out on a
Where'd you
limb.
get that? Where'd you get that from, Aldi? I seen an actor do it, but I can't
Yeah,
remember
Paul
which
Rudd.
one.
Paul Rudd. Hot
Paul
Ones.
Rudd, that's what.
Watch
Yeah.
the Paul Rudd Hot Ones episode. He does it on air, and then there's also a ton of YouTube videos that say how to teach you how to do it.
Yeah.
Children.
It's endless fun. Let me tell you.
Endless fun.
I have not
Endless.
laughed so hard in a long time, Lance. So don't take away my fun.
I'm not taking away. You're more than welcome to have your puerile infantile fun.
Lance, Jason Brooks has replied. Please confirm that you got it as well, and I didn't typo your email address, which I will not.
I got it.
Okay, cool.
I will email him later this evening. Actually,
Excellent. My work is done.
Cool, my brother. Well, all right, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning in and blah 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 blah. And then I will pause this, and then like if Aldi really wants to show the pictures, he can then share them now.
Everybody's seen it. I wanted to show it to the world.
All
You
see what you did? You've shut down a promising young artist here.
Good night, everybody.
Vision.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh.